The following is a presentation of 2 Sports, the leader in local sports coverage.
Jay Burney from in Allentown, Pennsylvania, the site tonight for Lehigh Valley Conference football as the Freedom Patriots, with a record of 2-1, take on the Central Catholic Vikings, also with a record of 2-1. Hi and welcome, everyone. Al DeCaro alongside Doug Heater. Glad you could join us on this Saturday night of high school football on 2 Sports. And after the things that happened yesterday with some wins and some losses from some teams in the LVC, this game is that much bigger, Doug. We should have an interesting contest tonight.
Well, you're referring to the Whitehall victory over Easton, and you're right. And what that's done is that's made us look pretty smart. We talked all season long so far, heading into week 4, how balanced this LVC is. And for these teams coming in at 2-1, they realize a win tonight puts them with those upper tier teams and keeps them in the race for a league championship.
Well, let's talk about Jason Broder's team. They're coming off a loss 20-3 to the Parkland Trojans. They know that week is behind them, and now they got to look ahead against a very tough Central Catholic Viking team.
Well, that's what they've had to battle all week. And he talked about on Monday, they talked to the team about that tough loss to Parkland. They said, let's put it behind us. Let's make ourselves a better team starting on Tuesday at practice. They feel they've done that. They've had an extra day to practice and get ready for what is a very, very important game for them tonight.
We know what they can do on the ground, but also through the air. Joe Weaver is their quarterback, and he can really get this team going.
He did, and he had a great opening couple of games last week. Obviously not the kind of game number-wise he'd like to have. He's at 50% completion percentage this year, and for this Freedom team to be consistent this season and keep those wins rolling, he needs to play solid. He feels that he's ready to go this week against a very tough Viking defense.
Well, meanwhile, for Central Catholic and Harold Fairclough, pretty simple. They lost here in their opening game against Liberty in a tough contest. They've now won 2 in a row.
They've won 2 in a row, and Harold told us in week 1 that they snuck under the radar heading into week number 1. They haven't done that anymore. This is a team that everybody's talking about across the valley. So now they need to back that up, and he feels that this is a statement game for them. Probably the biggest game in his young 2-year career here at Central Catholic against Freedom tonight.
We talked back at week number 1. Thaddeus Scholik took a beating, really, in the hands of Liberty, but he took it all, and as week 2 came and week 3 came, he has shown that he's a good quarterback.
Oh, he's proven that he deserved that starting position, and they threw a lot at him in preseason camp, and he settled in as that leader. That may be the biggest part. The numbers will speak for themselves. The wins will speak for themselves, but the fact that the rest of this team has come behind him, he's the leader on and off the field. And again, if Joe Weaver's got to be the guy for Freedom, Kosholik's got to be the guy for Central tonight.
Well, both teams looking for win number 3. Who will it be, Freedom or Central? We'll find out next, live on 2 Sports.
Since 1937, Walters Pharmacy has been making life easier for you, the name you trust most when you need your prescription filled. That's because getting your prescription right is our #1 priority, and only Walters Pharmacy delivers anywhere in Allentown for free. Our wide selection of health products and mobile equipment, as well as our convenient hours, make Walters Pharmacy the fast and convenient choice.
I went to Walters Pharmacy and they were able to supply all of my child's needed medications.
I call Walters Pharmacy for all my prescriptions and healthcare items and have them delivered to my door.
Walters Pharmacy in Allentown.
The Family Prescription Center in Bethlehem has served the needs of its customers for over a century. We want to help you save money on your prescriptions by offering the Family Care Plan. By enrolling in this program, you get the benefit of discounted pricing even if you are not covered by an HMO prescription plan. Individual membership is only $35 a year, and family membership is only $50 a year. Call us today at 610-866-0709 or stop by the Family Prescription Center today to enroll in the Family Care Plan and start saving.
Been thinking about a new Accord? Get to Phillipsburg Easton Honda's Accord Race to the Record. We are out to finish number 1, and here's how. With our best price guarantee. Oh, yeah. Drive an Accord for only $169 a month. We make it easy to afford an Accord. We'll save you up to $4,000 off Accord MSRP and pay top dollar for your trade. Phillipsburg Easton Honda is putting the pedal to the metal on Accord pricing, and you're still sitting there? Get to Phillipsburg Easton Honda. The Accord race is on, and you're the winner.
You gotta give 110%. Leave it all out there.
work as hard as you can.
Now in his 4th season with Schuylkill Valley Sports, Ryan exemplifies the true meaning of preparation, proving that the right equipment and apparel from the right store makes you a game day hero.
Are you ready to give everything you got?
Yeah! Get ready for back to school in the fall sports season with all the top brands. With Schuylkill Valley Sports' amazing selection of licensed product. Ryan's getting ready. Are you?
We are back 2-1 against 2-1. J. Bernie Crum Stadium in Allentown. Al DiCarlo, Doug Heater, and Meredith Marakovitz. Opening kickoff sponsored by Kleckner & Sons Appliances, the leader in sales and service for over 62 years. If a touchdown is scored during this kickoff, a name will be drawn and the winner will receive a $150 gift certificate to Kleckner & Sons Appliances. For your chance to win, visit Kleckner & Sons Appliances at Whitehall or Emmaus. No purchase necessary. Well, no purchase necessary there as Colin Freitas takes it back 44 yards on the opening kickoff. We go down to the field and Meredith Marakovitz.
Tonight is the night where Freedom head coach Jason Roeder is going to learn how much character this Freedom team has based on the way they rebound from that loss against Parkland. Doug, you mentioned the fact that they had an extra day to practice this week. Talking to a lot of the players and the coaches, they view that as a positive. Talking to junior Will Valecki, he said he felt as though this was the best week of practice, the most intense week of practice they've had so far this year, and he feels as though they're going to be able to carry that over to today's game. As you see there on the opening kickoff, things seem to be going well for this team so far. As far as Central Catholic is concerned, tonight is yet another night where they're going to try to prove that they are among the elite of the LVC. So look for them to come out strong. Offense is going to be key for them. They want to establish the run early, but don't be surprised to see Thad Kocholik, who's been playing well, throw the ball tonight, guys.
Well, that's what they're trying to do on the first carry on the pitch to Isaiah Wright. Wright, a 6'1", 195-pound senior with his 29th carry of the season and the first down, moving the chains. A good start here for the Patriots.
Yeah, and while The Rock talks about Central wanting to establish the run, Freedom and Jason Roeder are going to want to do the same thing, especially after last week. They realize that while those first 2 weeks were great through the air, rushing the football is going to be very important, and they need to establish that right out of the gate, that pitch to Isaiah Wright.
First and goal, Weaver back to pass, airs this one to the back of the end zone. A one-handed grab, but out of bounds. He was looking for Colin Freitas. Doug, we talk about the sponsorship that we have for the opening kickoff in Kleckner & Sons, and they said if the kickoff is returned, well, that was almost returned. It got all the way back in a 44-yard return by Freitas to start the year.
Yeah, I thought Freitas was going to give out $150 here. Watch this catch, though, that Freitas makes. A one-hander, but he's well out of bounds. Patriarcho is there. Jeremy Patriarcho is there on the coverage. But a nice job there by Weaver to Freitas. That's been a great combination for Freedom this season in week 1. Freitas had 3 touchdown catches, all long ones, but he shows what he can do, what kind of a playmaker he can be, and how dangerous he is inside the 10-yard line.
Second down and goal. Ball right at the 10. Weaver under center. Receiver split, one on either side. They go to the ground and straight up the gut. In for the touchdown is Isaiah Wright. So 2 carries for Wright. 20 yards already. Plus for him, and more importantly, is the scoreboard. He helps Freedom jump out to a 6-0 lead. His first touchdown of the season.
Impressive short drive. All started by the special teams and the return of from Freitas on the opening kickoff.
Extra point by Jeff Schaefer is through the upright and a 7-0 advantage thanks to number 21, Isaiah Wright.
A lot of times you talk about the field shrinking when you get inside the 20 and especially inside the 10, but Freedom helps that out by stretching you with the formation, and they come back with a blast play right up the gut. Great job by the offensive line. Pat Collins, a fullback 33, delivers that lead block. So the formation stretches a defense that already is going to be a little outmanned size-wise. Talking about the Vikings, and a great start for the Patriots right out of the gate on the road on a Saturday night.
Well, Isaiah Wright with a couple carries, 3 plays in all for 25 yards. It took all but 48 seconds after the Colin Freitas 44-yard return to start the game.
Well, if the Patriots felt a little down That's the great way to start. They were happy they won the toss. They took the football, wanted that offense to get on the field. A lot of during the week, you start thinking about what you could have done differently last Friday if you're the Patriots. So getting that first drive, forgetting about it, putting it behind you, that was important to get up on the scoreboard right away.
So 7-0 in favor of Freedom Patriots. Jeff Schaefer now kick off, and the big boot. And this will take Patriarca all the way inside his end zone. They'll have a touchback, and Central Catholic with their first possession will start 1st and 10 from the 20.
Ball will be moved out to the 20-yard line. 1st down.
See what the Vikings do. Nothing's going to be changing for their offensive mindset, despite the fact that they come out of the gate down 7-0.
We've had a couple of looks so far this season at Thad Kasholik, the 6'2", 210-pound senior quarterback. His number is 47 of 83, 551 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 4 INTs. They'll start with the shotgun. Kasholik, time to throw in middle part of the field, and that one is intercepted. Picked off there by Tyree Pompey, and Pompey returns it back to the 15-yard line. A return of 26 yards, and Freedom on special teams and now on defense. 2 huge plays here.
Well, that's our 8th interception in the last 24 hours. And here's the case. Kasholik's shotgun's going to feel some pressure from his backside, from behind him, and he just overthrows his intended receiver. And you see Pompey there, who is one of the DBs. There's going to be 5 of them back there most of the night for Freedom, playing deep center field off his guy, and a quick interception for this Freedom defense. They like their chances with the pressure from 3 or 4 guys up front. They also like their ability to cover in the secondary against a passing team like Central tonight.
So 2 huge plays has Freedom in business, and an opportunity to jump out to an early 2-touchdown lead if they can convert here. 1st and 10, they'll start at the 15-yard line. Motion man to the near side, and we get our first whistle of the game. Freedom calls the timeout. Yeah, we're just a minute into this contest, Doug, and a lot has already happened.
Oh, it has, and the positive deal for the Patriots there, they want to make sure they can convert on this turnover.
AB Doors and Windows timeout comes with 11 minutes on the clock. 7-0 the score in favor of Freedom on an Isaiah Wright 10-yard touchdown run. A 3-play drive, 25 yards, went 48 seconds. It came after the opening kickoff by Colin Freitas, which was 44 yards.
Now, we talk about the importance of this game for both of these teams. Now, a lot of times coaches will approach this type of a game and downplay it a little bit during the week of practice. They might say the kids realize it's important, but we got to approach this as another football game. Interestingly enough, both coaches, Harold Fairclough and Jason Roeder, said we approach this just how big it is. Jason Roeder said we are beyond the point where we need to coddle the group. We have let these guys know. They know the importance of this game. If we want to play with the big boys each week, we've got to prepare each week for this type of atmosphere. So they have definitely emphasized how important it is to come out with a victory tonight.
1st down and 10 from the 15. And that one's handed off. The first play for them. And again, it's 3 carries for Isaiah Wright. Not much on the pickup.
Well, Jared Medea makes the stop defensively for Central Catholic. Medea leading the team on the season with 15 tackles. He's the defensive end, number 81. One of the things Jason Roeder saw from Central on film is their defense, with their speed, likes to take chances. They want to capitalize on that tonight.
2nd down and 8 after the short pickup by Wright. Weaver with Vilecki in motion. Fakes the pitch and now tries to find the middle and does, and gets inside the 5, right about the 4-yard line, and we'll get a 1st down. It'll be 1st down and goal here for the Patriots after a nice look by Joe Weaver.
Well, what Freedom comes out in, they come out in a power set with the big lineman up front. They run option for the 2nd time tonight. Weaver elects to take it because he's able to hold the ends on that dive that they faked to Isaiah Wright. He's able to take that for a nice gain, setting himself up for 1st and goal.
Less than 3 minutes into this contest, already 1 touchdown. Now 1st down and goal from the 5. And it's Wright on the carry. Gets down to about the 1 before he's finally taken down in that range.
When I talk about a power formation or a power look, you've got all 7 guys on the line of scrimmage right around the football. You've got a 2 tight end look. Your lone flanker is free to split out wide. So Freedom wants to challenge this central front, their defensive front, with 7 big bodies and try to power this football in.
2nd and goal from the 1. Take a good look at Isaiah Wright, 6'1", 195-pound senior. Weaver with 1 receiver split to the near side. It's Freitas. And still no indication. There it is, touchdown in favor of Freedom. Weaver takes it in himself. And it's 13-0, point after coming up.
You have to credit Pat Collins, the fullback, in that eye set. He helped his quarterback into the end zone. This is not going to work well for Central when you go body to body. They had to bring up some extra help in the gaps, and this team, size-wise, just does not match up well with this Freedom offensive line.
Jeff Schaefer's point after is good, and a 14-0 lead. It comes with 8:57 on the clock, a 4-play drive. They go just 15 yards. It took 2 minutes and 4 seconds off the clock. Take a look.
See Weaver, now watch Collins right there, helps him out, pushes him in a little bit, and then Weaver reaching over. The signal coming from the near side official gets a touchdown. They take advantage of the turnover. A great start for Freedom. And again, you know, while they've mixed it up nicely here with some option runs and a couple of pass plays, they wanted to come out and establish something. They wanted to get that power running game back. They realize that's something that they're going to need throughout the rest of the season. And they've converted on 2 chances here, a special teams big play and the interception from Pompey earlier on.
Doug, where's your mindset right now if you're Central Catholic? I mean, you're literally 3 minutes and 3 seconds into the game. You're down 14-0.
Well, you've just got to settle down. You realize one of the good things for falling behind 14-0 is there's only 8:57. There is 8:57 left. You're not even 4 minutes into the quarter. So you've just got to settle down and get the offense on the field and try to get something, establish some consistency on the offensive side.
Schaefer set to kick off here for the Patriots. Patriarco will field this one. Will try to at about the 6. And he gets taken down at about the 8-yard line as they came in bunches, including a couple players in there. Logan Ruth was in there as well.
Great kick by Jeff Schaefer, and that really is all on him. He showed us his leg strength kicking it deep into the end zone. That time he elects to kick away from the single returner and kind of lay it flat like a great wedge shot in golf. Once that ball starts bouncing, it allows your return or your kickoff team to get down there and cover very well, and that's exactly what the Patriots did.
First quarter brought to you by Kleckner's, 2 locations to serve you in both Whitehall and Emmaus. A 14-0 deficit staring at Central Catholic. First pass play by Thad Kasholik was intercepted. So this is their 2nd series. They'll start from their own 10-yard line. Kasholik will go on the ground, and there's some running room straight up the middle. The big opening, and Mike Milano with a big pickup.
Well, Milano coming off a great game a couple of weeks ago against Becca. Solid game last week against Nazareth. He comes in leading the team on the ground, 54 carries, 273 yards, 76 of them a week ago against the Blue Eagles. So Central realizing that it's worked in the past this season, that running game. They come out in an eye set with Madej, your new fullback, and they run Milano right up the middle.
17-yard pickup to the 27. Now first down and 10 with 8:28 remaining in the first quarter. Nothing in the inside, pushes forward, ends up getting a couple up to the 30. A pickup of about 3 by Milano.
Mike Zanoni comes in there, number 14, to make the tackle from the linebacking core.
We go down the field, and Meredith.
Michael Milano really has been the workhorse for this Central Catholic team, both offensively and defensively. Talking to starting quarterback Thad Kasholik earlier in the week, he described Milano as the toughest kid he's ever played with. He said he can do it all, offensively and defensively. And the biggest thing he said, there's no better comfort for a quarterback than to have a guy like Milano that you know you can go to at any point in time during the game and count on him to get it done. So you see him right now trying to take some of that pressure off Kasholik and getting it done out there on the field, guys.
Well, Kasholik, Meredith just gets it done again. The strike right into the stomach there in the hands of Ryan Stewart. A week ago, Ryan Stewart with a big night against Nazareth. He had 8 receptions for 100 yards. He has 14 receptions for 165 yards, and now 15.
Yeah, and you can see what The Rock was talking about. That running game, not only does it comfort your quarterback, but it lets you run a play like this. This receiving corps, Scott Goliath, Stewart, guys like that have had big seasons. If you can get a running game going and you can run some play action, it opens up the routes, and there's Kosholik delivering a nice ball.
1st and 10, Goliath in motion. And they'll come to the near side, and not much on the pickup as they hit Stewart once again. Pick up about 4 or so.
And Deshaun Serrano makes a stop there for Freedom, and he's given respect to Stewart and his ability to take it deep. He's off about 5 yards pre-snap, then he drops back about 7 to 10. So it allows them to run him off with that slot receiver, and then Serrano comes up and makes the open field tackle, but a nice gain on a pass play on 1st down.
2nd down and 5 from the 47-yard line. Kosholik with 2 receivers up top, goes on the ground, and Milano drives forward and is close to that 1st down marker depending on the spot.
Well, Central, they've got Medea. I mentioned he's a fullback now. He's taken over for Tom Charnitz. They motion him to the left, and then they come back with both guards and run a trap to the right, and a great job by the offensive line to open up the hole.
3rd down, Kosholik goes straight through. And Kosholik gets down to the 45, and we'll get the 1st down and move the chains, Doug.
Well, and we've seen Central. This is my 3rd time this season, and one was Liberty, the win against Becca. And when Central comes up in a 3rd or 4th down and short, this season they've loved to run on that quick count. They'll come up and try to catch a defense, whether they can get them to move offside or they get a defense that is not properly set. And in that case, Freedom wasn't ready. Kosholik, he's a big body. He's able to burrow forward for the 1st down.
5:56 on the clock, 1st quarter, 14-0 Freedom. Central Catholic driving at the 45-yard line. That one handed off to Milano, and nothing there on the carry as he's taken down immediately for a loss.
Well, Mike McDermott, 77, he's a 6', 200-pound defensive lineman. He's low. 66 is low, Matt Yarko. Guys getting down. Low guy wins a lot of times. You can see them get in penetration there, and that allows the secondary to come up and contain against that run. Good job by those guys doing that underneath for the Freedom Patriots.
2nd down and 10 for the Vikings. And again, Milano tries to punch it outside. If he can make the turn, get some yards, but he gets pulled down, drugged down on the far sideline. Anthony Carter pulls him down.
Well, Carter's one of those guys that's been a main contributor. Kyle Peters inside 77, bottles the hole again the 2nd time. Look at Carter go down the line of scrimmage. He is running down a running back, horse collars him from the back. Carter has shown his speed in his couple of years, but he's 255 pounds. He has the ability to jam the hole inside, and he also has the ability, from what we just saw on that play, to run laterally down the line and chase down a very quick running back.
Pickup of 2 before he was taken down. Now 3rd down and 8 from the 44. Receiver split. Kosholik to throw. Has a receiver flag on the play. That would be a 1st down depending on the penalty. Pat Costa, the tight end, with a reception.
Let's wait and see what the penalty is. Nice completion to Costa. It's a holding penalty on the Freedom defense, so it was on Costa after he made that separation. But you can see what Meredith was talking about, the comfort level now for Kosholik. You've got a running game going, so now it changes your mindset defensively, and it's allowed Kosholik to settle in and deliver a nice football.
Holding on the defense, decline, 1st down.
Bob Andrews, our referee tonight.
Marked at the Freedom, just inside the Freedom 31-yard line.
14-0 your score for 18 on the clock. Costa's 5th reception of the season. And then move the ball down to right inside the 31-yard line. Scott Gullius lined up top. Near side is Ryan Stewart. Milano in the backfield. And they'll give it up to Milano, who dives forward over the line, inside the 30, down to about the 28-yard line.
Oh, we saw this play a little while ago. They bring Medea, he's the wing, then he goes in motion. Now, what they're doing with that play is they're pulling both guards, Adam Kadwadi and James Talago. But Medea, being that he's a big body, he fills the hole that those guards are vacating. It's not allowing that backside pursuit to get in there on a running play, and it's opening up a couple of extra yards for the back, in this case Milano. That play has worked pretty good the 2 times Central has run it.
Second down and 8, 3:17 on the clock, first quarter. It's Milano. Milano leads in front with his blocker and gets down to about the 15-yard line. Doug, if you give him a little seam, he really takes it and took advantage of it right there with a nice pickup for a first down.
Oh, they're going to bring Adam Kadwadi. He's 52. He's the right guard. He comes outside. He gets a nice block, get a good block downfield also by Ryan Stewart, that perimeter blocking you hear people talk about so much. Here's that running game. Central's tested the middle. They've worked well inside, so now they run a trap. They run outside off the end. Then it goes for a first down.
Ball sitting right at the 15-yard line. If you're just joining us here live on Saturday night, Freedom with 2 quick touchdowns, up 14-0 against Central Catholic. We're in the first, but Central with a long drive here on their third possession. Milano sees nothing inside and really gets nothing off the bat. And again, it's Anthony Carter, one of the players in the mix, bringing them down.
Central comes out on balance, and Carter, they guess right. He guesses a gap, he fills it, and he makes a big play. He's a body that they got to be concerned about, whether they move him outside on a 4-man front or he's inside on a 4-man front as a defensive tackle. That time he goes defensive end, guesses the proper gap, and is able to go low and get in there for a nice tackle.
Both teams checking in with a record of 2-1 on this Week 4 of the high school football season. Really an opportunity for a lot of coaches to get another look at this team. Here's Milano. And Milano dives forward across the 10. He gets all the way down to about the 7-yard line with an extra effort.
Well, against Becca, and Meredith talked about it a little while ago, how great a player Milano is, how tough of a player he is. In the game against Becca, he had these kind of bruising runs, and he has the vision. That play, that stretch play, can go outside, and if you've got a back with good vision, he can come back inside. Milano decides to cut back against the grain. He finds an opening, and he goes forward for a makeable third down conversion here.
Doug, you mentioned this drive started at the 8:45 mark, and they have taken all that time so far. There's only 1:20 and counting. Third down and 3. They pitch it back to Milano. Milano cuts inside, and Milano sees the end zone for a touchdown. An 8-yard touchdown from Mike Milano. His 4th touchdown of the season, and Central Catholic's on the scoreboard. It's 14-6.
That's a real nice drive for the Vikings. Al, you mentioned what do they need to do? Well, they did exactly that. Settle in, go back to their bread and butter. They mixed up the pass and run very efficiently there. They had the Patriot defense off balance. They converted on a couple of third downs. That was a very impressive drive for the Vikings after settling in.
Skylar DeWalt with the point after is good. And with 1:10 on the clock, it's 14-7. Take a look.
We'll see the flow of the defense coming to the near side, so they run the pitch the opposite way. Garrett Bisping, a nice block, number 73. He's the tackle on the right side. He comes out, and he makes the play, and then Milano cuts it back against the grain once he gets into that second level. He's the kind of back that's awfully tough to take down once he gets into your linebackers and into your corners. And that time Milano made that pay. That was a great drive by Central to come back and get themselves back in this football game.
14 plays, 90 yards. It took 7 minutes and 47 seconds off the clock. 3 for 3 third down conversions on the touchdown, 8 yards from Mike Milano. We go down to the field in Meredith.
And you see Michael Milano already doing big things for the Vikings. I had the opportunity to ask head coach Harold Fairclough just how important he is to the Central Catholic team. And you can see what he does on the field. It's evident how important he is. But the bigger thing is, he said, it's what he does off the field. He said the hard work and leadership that Milano displays is contagious, and you need a guy like that on the team to teach the younger kids. He said kids are following him and his style. He's such a great role model. He couldn't ask for a better player than Michael Milano. He's made his job a little bit easier having a guy like that on the team, guys.
Well, a couple more rushes for him on the night. Of course, over 300 yards so far this season, but more importantly, gets his 4th touchdown and helps Central Catholic with that big drive come right back into this contest. And this becomes an interesting drive here the other way here's Yusef Reddick for the Freedom Patriots, as Reddick is taken down at the 34 or 35-yard line, depending on the spot. So the Patriots will take over with 1:03 on the clock in the opening quarter, up by 7. Excuse me, Ben.
2 solid returns for Freedom on the 2 kickoffs. I'll go back to what Meredith was talking about with Milano. 2 weeks ago, he had to come in for Tom Charnitz, who was injured, who's been out of the lineup for a couple of weeks now. That lower leg injury he suffered against Becca. Milano knows that he's going to get the brunt of the carries, 90% of them just about in that backfield. And being able to step it up and lead on the field and then contribute on the field has been a big spot for him. So that was a great drive for Central and for Milano to answer back.
They'll start from the 35, 14-7, first quarter action on this Saturday night from J. Bernie Crum Stadium in Allentown. And that handoff and the first carry by Deshaun Serrano, the 5'9", 150-pound junior.
And now the emphasis goes on to the Viking defense. They've been on the field twice, short field for them. Both times it started in their territory, and they've given up 2 touchdowns. They need to settle back in again. It's the 3rd series for the Patriots. This time they win the battle on first down. Colazo, 53, coming inside and taking away a short gain on first down.
Well, that long drive also gave the defense some time to really gather their thoughts after being stymied right off the bat. 2nd down and 8, from the 36-yard line. Weaver gets flushed out of the pocket, has some running room, gets to the outside. Weaver with the first down and then more. Inside the 50, down to about the 47-yard line. Joe Weaver with a solid run. He goes for 16 yards.
Well, Weaver's the kind of dangerous quarterback that if you get pressure on him like we just saw, you better finish him. You better wrap him up and make sure you make the play. The pressure's going to come. Here's an extra body coming in on the backside, but once Weaver sees it and feels it, he steps up and goes. And that's where he can hurt you. Some guys can get flustered in the back, and they step up into the pocket and get the sack. If you're going to bring pressure and you get him outside, you better make sure you got a spy on him, because he's going to make you pay.
Well, the horn is sound. 14-7 after 1. Central Catholic down by 7 to the Patriots. We'll be back.
Hey, football fans, if you love dealing with a winning team, head to the leader, Kleckner's in Whitehall and Emmaus for the fabulous GE Kickoff Sale. Browse our huge selection of GE ranges, GE refrigerators, GE dishwashers, GE washers, and GE dryers. Now at Kleckner's, get great savings plus free delivery, free haul away of old, a full parts department and their own factory-trained techs. Stop in today. See why Kleckner's has been serving the Lehigh Valley since 1945. 2 locations, Kleckner's, 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall and 575 Chestnut Street, Emmaus.
14-7 after 1 quarter of play. Al DiCarlo, Doug Heater, Meredith Marakovitz with you from J. Bernie Crum Stadium in Allentown. Lehigh Valley Conference footballs thus far in this contest. Freedom, 0 yards through the air, 57 via the rush, but they have a 14-point lead. A 14-7 lead for Central Catholic. 31 via the pass, 55 rushing for a total of 86.
Well, the Patriots have tried it through the air. We saw them try to hit Freitas on that first series, and he made the catch but out of bounds. And again, I'll go back to what they want to do. They want to run the football. You'll see them mix it up. This is going to be a much harder drive for them, the worst field position they've had in their 3 touches here today. So I think that balance will come their way a little bit as we get farther on into this game.
First down and 10 from the 48-yard line. Pitch this one back at Serrano. Serrano didn't see anything inside, tried to get outside, but gets taken down maybe for a yard loss.
Now, Michael Milano makes a great play on the outside. As a quarterback, you're reading the end. In this case, the outside linebacker, because Central only plays with 3 down linemen. As far as when you make that pitch and when you don't, he saw Milano coming. He makes a pitch. Milano makes a move inside, fights off the blocker, and then goes down the line of scrimmage to make a nice play on first down.
Second quarter is sponsored by Kleckner's, 2 locations to serve you in Whitehall and Emmaus. Second down and 10 from the 48. Weaver to throw, middle part of the field, has a receiver and connects to Colin Freitas. Freitas down to the 20, 10-5, touchdown. Colin Freitas goes 48 yards for the score, and it's now 20-7. Boy, did that strike quick.
There's some passing yards to throw up on the stats.
Colin Freitas.
Well, that's the kind of player Colin Freitas is this year for Freedom. Coming over from Notre Dame a year ago, and he has been able to make those kind of plays throughout this season. A great catch over the middle, and then really wreaking havoc once that football's in his hands.
Jeff Schaefer with the point after, and that one is up, and it is good. 21-7, your score with 11:03 remaining in the quarter.
Well, the Patriots drag him across the middle. He comes from the left. They roll Weaver to the right. He lets Freitas come across on a deep slant. Now, I think it was Pompey that pushed the receivers deep. It was either him or Youssef Reddick. He had that coverage on the near side. He pushed the corner deep, and he pushed the safety deep, and Freitas comes across the middle. One missed tackle in the secondary, and he takes it the distance.
4 plays, 65 yards. It took all but 2 minutes and 7 seconds off the clock. A Joe Weaver to Colin Freitas' 48-yard touchdown reception. 21-7 your score. Colin Freitas now with 4 touchdowns on the season. Came in with 11 receptions for 282 yards.
And 3 of those, the other 3, they came in the first week against CB West, and they were all deep passes, 80, 70, 60-some yards. This one, you know, it's nice. He gets back on the, it gets back into the end zone in a big spot. So the Patriots, while they established that run, started the drive with that option and then finished that off with a nice pass over the middle. The Vikings, a team that Jason Roeder says takes a lot of chances on defense. They brought a little extra pressure, and he made him pay with that deep slant to Freitas across the middle.
Schaefer to kick off with 11:03 remaining in quarter number 2. The big boot all the way down to the 4-yard line. And up across the 20 to the 23-yard line. And we go down to the field, and Meredith Marakovitz.
Talking to Freedom Junior Will Valecki earlier in the week, he said, this offense is explosive. It's by far the best aspect of our game. It will take care of itself. It's the defense that was the focus during this last week of practice. He said they were focused on intensity, and they did not want to give up the same amount of rushing yards as they did against Parkland. They gave up 300 yards on the ground against Parkland. They've already allowed 55 by Central Catholic tonight. So they were definitely talked to by Jason Roeder about that last offensive series by Central Catholic. It'll be interesting to see if they're able to stop Michael Milano this drive, guys.
Now we'll see right here. Milano drives forward and gets up to about the 25-yard line. Actually, that was Ian Moitzen on the carry, the 5'11", 165-pound sophomore. Gets his first carry of the game.
Well, Moitzen coming in, he had to spell Milano because of that injury to Tom Charnet's 6th carry on the season. He had just 8 yards a week ago on 5 carries against Nazareth. Milano needs a break. He's playing both sides, but Meredith is right. This Patriot defense, they took that as a slap in the face last week. They realized they cannot continue to play well and win if they give up that many rushing yards.
Moitzen again on his 2nd carry. Gets right around the 28-yard line.
They run that stretch play again. Moitzen, nice job of vision, finding an opening. You come out in a formation. They call it a stretch. You try to stretch that defense. It's a deep handoff. It gives your running back, he's 6 to 7 yards deep. It gives him a better look if he has to bounce it outside, take it straight up, or even cut it back against the grain. Both Moitzen tonight and Milano tonight, when they've run that play, have done a good job of finding the hole and gaining those yards.
3rd down and a long 4. Motion man to the near side is Scott Goulias. Kasholik to throw. Has some time. Middle part of the field, and he connects with Goulias for the first down. Up across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Nice pass play there by Kasholik.
Gain of about...
Well, Goulias has all 3 touchdown receptions this year. Watch the play action. Kasholik, great job of it. Hides it and then waits. He sees Goulias immediately, but you see him check off a little bit. Looks right, looks left. Goulias was open right off the snap. Nice route run by Scott Goulias underneath. That play action allowed him to find that middle area in the zone wide open.
1st down and 10 from the 47, 9:11 on the clock. trying to get a seam through the middle, but not much there for Ian Moitzen.
For about 2 yards. Brought down by number 21.
So Moitzen, the bulk of the carries here in this drive, as he takes a breather to the sideline.
Well, Central runs that trap play behind Adam Kadwadi. He's the left guard. Moitzen elects to take it right up between tackle and guard on the right side. Not a bad gain for a team that does want to establish an inside running game tonight.
2nd down and 8 from the 49-yard line. Kasholik on the draw, hands that one off and straight through. 8:20 on the clock, and Albanese gets his first carry of the game.
Well, they run a draw play. You see the pursuit of the front four for Freedom, and then look at the push. Medea's the tight end, 81. He's got his guy 5 yards deep down the field. You take advantage of this Freedom defense. It's going to bring a little something there on 2nd down. They over-pursue the play, and you're into the 2nd level before you get first contact.
4 for 4 thus far on 3rd down conversions for the Central Catholic Vikings.
Well, that's going to be a little bit short. They again come out on a quick count. Now that time that might not have worked so well for Central, because I'm not sure if they were quite ready. They weren't able to get that fire off the football. I wouldn't be surprised, and it looks like they're going to look to go here again. This is a team that likes their chances this year going for it on 4th down.
Yeah, it'll be 4th down on about 2, 7:23 and counting. Take a look at 2nd-year head coach Harold Fairclough. His team, after dropping the opener to Liberty, has won 2 in a row, and I think Fairclough and his staff will think about this one and make sure they have everyone on the same page here on a 4th down and 1, 4th down 1.5, right in that range.
Well, he comes out with a set, gets a look at what the defense showed him. Now they're going to talk about it, think about it, and see if they should come out with the same play they showed there on 4th down.
Let's take a look at our R&J Carpet Connection trivia question for tonight. When was the last time Central Catholic beat the Freedom Patriots? R&J Carpet Connection trivia question: when was the last time Central Catholic beat the Freedom Patriots? We'll let you ponder that for a little bit and come back to that a little bit later on.
Well, we had a similar question 2 weeks ago when they played Becca, and surprisingly, as we were leaving, a lot of people didn't know that it had been that long, 1998 when they last beat Becca. This one a little bit misleading. And, people forget about the fact that for a while, for many years, when the East Penn Conference was together, teams played every year. Then there was a lull a little bit. So this one a little bit misleading on how long it's been and how many times they've played since then, since the last time it happened.
You ready to give the answer? Ready?
No, I'm not just saying.
Right, you're just teasing our
it.
audience like that, giving them more things to think about. Just checking with you. 21-7 is your score. It's 7:14 on the clock. Mike Milano back into the contest. 10 carries, 53 yards, a 5.3 average to go along with that touchdown. 4th down and a long one. Milano in the backfield, receiver split on either side. Kasholik, and looked like maybe Central may have jumped here.
Yep, they did. That's frustrating because you're trying to draw and it looked like they were going to go
Dead
long
ball,
count.
legal procedure on the offense. Still 4th down.
It's a tough call if you were going to go. If you weren't going to go, and what doesn't look like is Kasholik pulled out without the football. Now it's just a 5 yards deeper back. You got to punt the football.
Costa to punt for the Vikings.
So it's 7:14 on the clock. Central Catholic give the football back. Skylar DeWalt punts this one downfield, and they'll let this one roll. And take a look. This one will continue to go inside the 5-yard line down to about the 3. A great punt there by Skylar DeWalt that really pinned him down. Pat Costa, and it goes 46 yards. So Pat Costa with a huge boot.
We've been talking a little bit about special teams and what the Patriots have been able to do on 2 kickoff returns. That's huge because that little bit, a couple of yards short, that the Patriots held Central on the 3rd down forces the punt. Now you've pinned this defense deep. So Meredith talked about the Patriots having to stop the run. They were able to stop the Vikings. This Viking defense is 0 for 3 tonight. They haven't been able to stop the Patriots.
Isaiah Wright, 4 carries, 30 yards, and a touchdown. 7.5 yards per carry for Isaiah Wright. They will begin from the 3-yard line. Weaver, we're right in the backfield, will go in that direction, tries to move in the in part, and not much there. Good defense here by the Vikings. And Doug, this becomes an interesting possession here. 7 minutes right in that range left in the first half. You're down by 14 if you're Central Catholic, and like you mentioned, you got them pinned down. Defense comes up big here. If you can punch it in yourself, and you got yourself a 21-14 into the locker room.
Well, what's interesting, too, is to see what both staffs do. The defense, do you go aggressive? Do you come at them? Do you force them to make a play? Or are you conservative and content with, letting them run the football inside and making a big play? And then on the offensive side of the ball, where they run a little dive play on first down, now what do? Do you open things up a little bit? Do you go a little high risk because you got a 14-point lead?
2nd down and 8. 3 receivers. And they hand this one off again. Up across the 5 to maybe the 6-yard line on the carry by Wright.
And remember, Central's defense, the size and the formations they run a 3-5-3. That's based on the fact that they've got a quick, very aggressive defense, and they have done a nice job of taking away the outside. We've seen Freedom try to go option a couple of times when the guys have been outside. So the inside runs, one good one to Isaiah Wright early on with a spread formation is really the only play that Freedom's worked well. This time now it's a little different. You're inside your 5, now you're at your own 6. You got to be careful the formation you run against an aggressive defense like Central Catholic has this year.
Doug, Travis Sparks has just informed us this is the first 3rd down of the game for the Patriots, and they're winning 21-7. 3rd down and 7 from the 6-yard line. Back to the ground. It's Wright, and Wright gets crunched. And it'll be a 4th down. Not much there for him, as a couple players in there, including James Talago.
Well, a lot of people like to look at 3rd down conversion numbers, and we show it a lot too. But it's winning the battle on 1st down. Well, the Patriots show they've done that because they haven't have to even go to a 3rd down. This time they did, and again, it was, I believe, the punt by Costa that sets that up. You go to a different mindset if you're the offense, what plays you call, what formations you show when you're inside your 5.
Deep to receive for the Vikings.
Will Valecki from his own end zone. Jared Kashanash at his 40. And we get a timeout here for the Patriots.
Second timeout in the first half.
Well, Al, you and I have done many Central games over the last 10 to 12 years, and you look at this Viking team that you always see special teams. They seem to always bring the pressure. We've seen them block punts in big games up at Whitehall and games here as well. So I think that's what Jason Roeder sees here. He realizes they're in a tough spot right now, and any little thing can get the Vikings back in it. He wants to make sure everybody's in the right spot and understands what Central may bring on this punt.
Well, let's give you our R&J Carp Connection trivia question and answer, because Doug has been itching. When was the last time Central Catholic beat Freedom? Our R&J Carp Connection trivia question, and the answer, 1997. Wasn't that long.
Not that long ago. 1997, Central Catholic won 55-20. Now, what I talked about, why this is so interesting, they did not play from the years 98 through 2005. They reunited last year in 2006. Freedom won 34-13. So these two teams have played just twice, this being the 3rd meeting since 1997.
1977, by the way, the Yankees won the World Series. Just thought I'd throw that in. Almost a block. And this one will bounce at about the 30-yard line and roll back right at the 30-yard line, Doug. So I don't know. I'm not sure if they did get a piece of it or not, but either way, good field position for Central at 4:34 on the clock.
Bob Andrews, our referee tonight, indicated right away that there was a tip. That's why the contact on the punter was okay. So there's Central again, bringing the pressure, bringing the house. While they didn't get it completely blocked, let's take a look. Valecki's punting it. It looks like Medea. Is that Medea in there? That might have been 84 Shane McNeely that made the punt block. So we got a little bit of it. And here's the Vikings now. Great field position to try to punch this one in before the break.
Oh, huge. Freedom went up 14-0 in the first 2.5 minutes of the game. Central Catholic came back with a touchdown, and then Freedom came right back with a Weaver to Freitas 48-yard touchdown score. We're at 21-7. Kosholik to throw. And he connects for a short pickup to Milano.
Michael Milano in the flat, complete.
Well, Central running that swing pass out to Milano, and it gets a guy like Milano who's dangerous. Instead of running a pitch to him, he goes about 5 yards downfield and then curls out toward the sideline. Kosholik, who can throw very well to his right, finds him open. the secondary for the Patriots. Serrano, Isaiah Wright, they've been very cautious so far today. They've laid back a little bit and they've been comfortable coming up to make the stop.
2nd down and 7, 3:55 on the clock. Milano in motion to the near side. Kasholik, here comes the pressure, and just tries to dish that one off. And they will call this, I believe, a completion, as he just got that one off.
Well, let's take a look. The Central trying to set up a screen pass. It's Anthony Carter that brings the pressure. Jamie Araldi is the guy that makes the reception. Give Freedom credit on that one. They bring some pressure, too much that the Vikings can handle on that screen, and it goes for a loss of a few.
3:18 and counting here in the 2nd quarter. 3rd down and 7. They'll do the shovel pass, and it will not work as Milano try to get something going there.
Well, you and I saw that play work very well in game 1 against Liberty. Milano had a nice long completion on this one. Some pre-snap confusion for the Patriots. But again, that secondary flying to the football. It's Todd Micah, 42. Been kind of quiet so far in this first half, but he stays at home, shows the discipline, and then makes the play, a short gain on a play that's worked well this season, that shovel pass for the Vikings.
Well, they'll line up Stewart and Golias up top. Here, 4th down and 6 from the 26. Kasholik with a long count. Play action, has time to throw, now goes to the far side of the field, and that one is complete for the 1st down. A perfect pass to Scott Golias.
Well,
right on the money.
And we've seen what Golias can do with his hands, making those tough catches. We saw Friedis for Freedom make one out of bounds. Golias in a great catch against Liberty in week 1 for a touchdown. Just got his arms underneath. Boy, Kasholik looking real comfortable setting in. That was a great play, a great conversion on 4th down.
Receivers split near side. Milano in the backfield. 2 receivers. Seeing if they go in that direction. They go to Milano. He tries to power forward. Cannot. We go down to the field in Meredith.
Doug, you just said that Thad Kasholik looked very comfortable out there, and that's a big thing for this team, seeing as how he didn't come into this season as the starting quarterback for Central. It was actually Matt Milano's job until he got injured. Kasholik came out in week 1 and just got progressively better. Howard Fairclough said he has been a pleasant surprise for this team. He wasn't really sure what to expect from him, but he could not ask for better performances from Kasholik.
Put 2:13 on the clock.
He went 21 for 26, tying a school record for completions, and this week he's on par. Aside from that interception that he threw early on, he has looked pretty good here tonight, guys.
Well, Rock, Harold talked to us before the game. Now, Thad came over from Lehighton. He was a 3-year starter for the Indians coming over to Central this year, and they saw something in him in preseason. They realized first of all, he's a great player on the field, but he's a very good student as well. Was number 2 in his class at Lehighton and doing very well here this year, which means you can throw the whole playbook at him. And the execution has happened, and he has really settled in to be that quality quarterback, one of the best in the league.
2nd down and 7 for Kasholik and the Central Catholic Vikings. Looks to throw, has time, middle part of the field, and coming down with a touchdown is Scott Golias, his 3rd touchdown this season. He had to go up the ladder to make the catch, and yes, celebrating here at JBC. It is 21-13, point after coming up.
Well, for Kasholik, his 4th touchdown. Every one of them has gone to Scott Golias this year. Great drive for Central on the short field to come back, and a nice job of mixing it up and keeping the Patriots off balance.
Skylar DeWall, point after, and that one is good. So with 1:56 remaining, it's 21-14.
Well, Kasholik with the time. Golias running the route. He's a slot receiver. He comes across. Look at Kasholik look left, come back to his right. And Golias finding a seam between 2 defenders. He finds it between 23 Serrano and 8 Tyree Pompey. Again, the Patriots are going to play with 5 DBs trying to account for this Viking speed. And Golias looks it in his hands. 2 tough catches for Scott Golias on that drive. One of them, a conversion on 4th down, the other, the touchdown.
So 21-14, a 6-play drive that went 30 yards, 2 minutes and 38 seconds. And, throwing through the air and, mixing and matching, Doug. And, we talked about, what Harold Fairclough wants to do with this team. And, with Milano in there and mixing around a little bit, it's been working effective. But Scott Golias really made a nice catch there and a touchdown.
Had a great drive, and that was a very, very important drive for Central because they started it with the great punt by Costa. The defense did its job on a 3-and-out. They got a piece of it on McNeely blocking the punt, and then you take advantage of a short field from the 30, convert on 4th. All the little things fell into place that time for Central to get themselves right back in it again, to answer back what the Patriots had done to them.
Well, if you're wondering, one timeout remaining for Freedom as they get the football back. There's 2 timeouts here for Central Catholic. 1:56 on the clock. We have a very good football team going. DeWalt pitches this one across the 20, and it's fielded at about the 15-yard line. And then a flag thrown in after the return by Spencer Kaufman.
Oh, we've got another one, too.
Excuse me, Logan Davis. So we'll wait on the call after that short return.
It appears that this is against Freedom. The Central kind of listening to it to see what they want to do here.
Holding against Freedom.
That's tough. Now, where they start, oh, we got a personal foul, 2 penalties against them. Tell you, DeWalt's done a nice job on the kickoffs, too. Everybody's having some trouble handling that little squib kick that's taking a hop on the turf.
On the return, we have holding on the white. I have a dead ball, personal foul on the white.
Now, what that means, Bob Andrews lets us know that the second one's dead ball. Both penalties are going to go against Freedom. You had one that happened during the play, so it's not that you need to choose which one. They'll both be that because second one was a dead ball, so they've got to take both penalties, so they move it back inside the 10.
Well, the last possession, Freedom started at their own 3. Now they find them starting at their own 9-yard line. Now for Central Catholic, it's a huge defensive possession for them, seeing where the ball is right now. We'll see how the Freedom Patriots play this one, up by 7. 1:52 on the clock, and we get a whistle.
Dead ball, procedure on the offense.
Wow, things weren't going well right now. I mean, all of a sudden, you get a touchdown pass from Scholik to Scott Golias, 21-14, and now 3 consecutive penalties on really one play. Nothing has really happened here.
Nope, you're right. That moves him back inside the 5-yard line. And this is going to be probably a similar set of downs that we just saw on the last time that the Patriots touched the football. They've got to be real careful here to not turn it over, to not make that big mistake.
Colin Frida's one-on-one coverage to the near side. They will go to right, try to get some yards through the middle. Central Catholic will call the timeout. Doug, with 2 timeouts left, Central Catholic in a big position here to maybe go see if they can stop and go for that block again and get good field position. They want to stop the clock now and not wait.
Well, the clock is still running. They'll reset that. They'll get the proper time on there. But you're right. They didn't want to wait.
1:51 on the clock. 1:51 on the clock.
They didn't want to wait because they realized that they've built something up here. You know, you didn't allow Freedom to get much. They lost a couple of yards on first down. You take the timeout. And now you also put Freedom, and I mentioned this last night, you put the emphasis on what you're going to do now offensively. If you run the ball again, the Vikings are going to take a timeout and force a 3rd and long. If you try to throw the ball and it goes incomplete, they've helped you and you kept that timeout. So you're forcing Freedom to show their hand what they're going to do here on 2nd down and long.
Take a look at Jason Roeder in his 3rd season with 9 wins and 14 losses. As we wait and they reset the clock, they're going to reset that clock to 1 minute and 51 seconds. And, you know, Doug, a couple scores from last night. You mentioned it, and we talked about during the open. Whitehall, despite not having Andy Poloni, who's out for the year with a knee injury, comes out, you know, with LeHue, and really didn't seem like they missed a beat. They beat Easton last night 26-14. You know, a huge win for the Zephyrs last night in the Lehigh Valley Conference. Here we go again. 2nd down and 12 after the penalty. Ball at the 7-yard line. And then they'll move it up to about 15.
Patrick Collins.
Pat Collins, his 9th carry of the season for the senior fullback.
Vikings call their final first half.
So now Freedom runs the play, or runs the ball. So now the Vikings have to take a timeout. They'll have no more left, but it now puts it still the ball on the court of the Patriots. Do they try to throw for the first down, or do they run it up the middle? You can see Central's changing their defensive mindset in those first couple of plays. They brought extra guys up inside the box. They brought extra guys on the line of scrimmage, knowing the Patriots are going to run it to take away. Interesting chess match just in these 3 plays between the two staffs, defensive coordinator and the defensive staff for Central and the offensive guys for the Patriots.
Other scores from last night. I'll take a look at the series history. Freedom and Central, Doug, you said it 55-20. That was at 1997. Look, the DNP for that many years before last year, their first meeting, 34-13.
Well, that's what we were talking about a little while ago. Central hasn't beaten them since 97. They didn't play between 98 and 2005. The Patriots win in 06. Those were the years when Central was still playing in the East Penn. And then when they did get together in the LVC, you know that you don't play 2 teams in the other division every year, and it goes for a 2-year series or 2-year cycle. And the Vikings and the Patriots hadn't met each other in such a long time.
3 receivers, 2 up top. And they go to the ground. Try to catch him off guard. And Isaiah Wright gets the block in front. Isaiah Wright still on his feet, and he gets all the way up to the 44-yard line. So they call the 2 timeouts, but the big play, everyone may be expecting pass. They give it to Wright, and he goes for a huge pickup. And now all of a sudden, it turns the other way. Freedom in business with a timeout left.
Yeah, the Patriots taking advantage of that pursuit. Nice draw play. Great play call by the offensive minds for Freedom.
Decided to spike it and stop the clock with 1:34 left. Now, things change quickly in the game of football.
No, and remember what Jason Roeder said about they felt that they could take advantage of a defense in Central that will take chances. And that was a great example of it on the play that got the first down. Central took a chance on what looked to be a pass play. They brought some pressure, and the Patriots had the right call for a defense in that play. The draw play to Isaiah Wright, and now it changes their mindset. Now they can put the ball down the field.
2nd down and 10 from the 49. Weaver to throw, and now has to run with it. Weaver breaks a tackle, powers forward, and is close to the marker, maybe about a yard short, depending on this spot here, with 1:23 and counting.
Weaver awfully close, but it looks like it's going to be a 3rd down. They're quick to the ball. They're going to go no huddle.
They set the line. Weaver steps back, throws, has a receiver, connects. 1st down. That was quick, right in the hands of Valecki. Will Valecki makes his first catch of the night.
Well, Valecki and Freitas both came into this game with 11. Valecki's a slot receiver to the far side of the field. He runs a straight go. Weaver sees it. They're laying off in the secondary, and he hits him.
Weaver, middle part. Again, it's Yusuf Reddick this time, and Reddick's still on his feet. Down to the 15-yard line. Boy, what a difference here in this offense. I mean, we know they're quick to strike. We saw what they've done in the first couple of weeks, putting up more than 80 points. But in this 2-minute drill, they're really moving the ball effectively. Ball at the 15. Inside a minute to play. Weaver goes to the back of the end zone, looks, and incomplete, now intercepted. That popped off the hands and taken there, Adam Schweier. Schweier just happened to be in the location after it went off of the hands, I believe, of Freitas. And the INT comes with 47 seconds left.
They
Tough
tried
INT.
that deep fade. Milano is with Valecki. That is Patriarco that's back there. He knocks it away, and Schweier, who's a free safety, just comes right over. That's his job. He's going to come over and help out. Freedom thought they saw something on that deep fade. They tried it earlier, and Freitas made the catch out of bounds. Defensive backs for the Patriots, or for Central, inside the 10, have had nice coverage. They've stayed real tight with those receivers, and they've really done a good job of shutting down Colin Freitas tonight, except for that 1 touchdown catch that he had earlier on in this contest. Inside the 10, give credit to the Vikings and what they've been able to do in the secondary.
So the big interception comes with 47 seconds, and we get a delay of game penalty here against Central Catholic. So the penalty comes here with 47 seconds after the INT, and this game really, Doug, has gone back and forth with a little momentum. You're looking like Central Catholic's going to get the ball back, and all of a sudden the big yardage. Now if you're the Vikings, see if you can get a big play here, and if not, See what happens, and they'll go for Gulius, incomplete. The clock will stop here with 42 ticks.
Well, if you're Central, why not at this point? They come out with 5 wide receivers, and Kosholik realizes that if he's going to throw the football, he's got to throw it downfield, and he's going to throw it outside. He doesn't want to lay anything up over the middle. He doesn't want to put the ball anywhere where the Patriots can take it, can intercept it, and put themselves in position.
Freedom had a couple penalties, back-to-back 3 to be exact. Started from our own 4-yard line, was driving, had the ball to 15, then the interception by Schweier. Now from the 15, here's Milano. Milano gets across the 15 up to about the 17-yard line.
Brought down by number 11.
Now Freedom is going to use their last timeout here, knowing it's 3rd and 11. And Doug, they do have the leg, and that's one thing, Jeff Schaefer really has a good leg, to put something in. If they could stop him here, anything's a possibility, and that's what the coaching staff right now and Jason Roeder are thinking for Freedom.
Well, now they're doing exactly what Central tried to do when the Patriots had the ball inside the 20-yard line, inside the 10-yard line. They're forcing the Vikings to call a play here that, if they aren't able to convert, they're probably, depending on how quickly the spot comes down, if it's a run, that they may have to punt the football. If you're the Vikings now, that's your decision making. Do we run the football and hope the spot comes after the 25-second clock is reset so we don't have to snap it again? If they throw the ball, it's incomplete. You're forced to punt the ball away, and the Patriots can try to bring some pressure to try to get the special teams play.
Oh, look at it, and that the clock becomes a big factor. 31.5 seconds remaining. 21-14 your score. Al DiCarlo, Doug Eater, Meredith Morakovitz from J. Bernie Crum Stadium in Allentown. Kosholik. A long count. And finally gives it up here to Milano. Milano gets to the outside and powers forward and gets taken out of bounds with 24.8 seconds left.
Well, he got the first down. He got the first down, too, so the clock will stop. Let's see what they do here. They got a chance to maybe air one out.
Well, Doug, you had the Gulius and, a couple of receivers. You could. Take a look.
Oh, Kadwadi, nice block, 52. Medea, 81. Great block outside. And Milano, a great extra effort. He earned that first down. He goes out of bounds. So they stopped it for the movement, but he also went out of bounds. So they are going to get a fresh shot here. They don't have to rush up to the football.
First down and 10. And that likely will be the last play of the quarter and of the half.
Anthony Carter.
Well, time winds down. An exciting first half. Without question. Isaiah Wright, a 10-yard touchdown run. Joe Weaver, a 1-yard quarterback sneak. Mike Milano, 8-yard touchdown run. Colin Fries, a 48-yard touchdown reception from Joe Weaver. Zach Kosholik, a 14-yard touchdown pass to Scott Gulius. That's all you're scoring in the first half. 21-14. Central Catholic down by 7 to Freedom. We'll be back after this on 2 Sports.
Since the Overhead Door Company makes the original overhead door, the people who install and service them take them pretty seriously. Call or log on for the overhead door dealer nearest you.
Let's go get Yakult. You know it's always been the best. Let's go get Yakult for quality that beats the rest. They got cheesesteaks, French fries. The famous Yakult hot dog is known worldwide. Let's go get Yakult. The secret sauce is one of a kind.
Yakult's, an Allentown tradition.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The Beatles!
Hi, this is Mike Mittman. Are you looking for a vehicle like brand new, only 1, 2, 3 years old? Do what I do. Come to Eberhard Motors. Isn't that right, Eric?
That's right, Mike. We've been saying that for years. At Eberhard Motors, I handpick only the best, and there's nothing here I wouldn't put in my own driveway.
And Eric, don't forget, all the cars are Advanced Stars certified and ready to roll right off the lot.
Of course I know, Mike. I'm the owner.
Eberhard Motors, been here doing it right for over 80 years.
We consider every community a signature, each new home a showcase, and every real estate transaction a milestone. And that's precisely why people look to the Spectrum Group for new levels of excellence. Spectrum Homes, Spectrum GMAC Real Estate, Spectrum Land Development. The difference is in the details.
These days I leave my car at home. I ride the bus, the smart choice.
Atlanta Metro is the comfortable, fast, clean, and low-cost way to make your way around the valley.
Atlanta Metro, the smart choice.
and good luck in Ireland. Marching technician Sabrina Rowe are the leaders of this year's band. The officers, President Allison Highborn, Vice President Jennifer Wong, Treasurer Jocelyn Sabella, Librarian Kate Scary. The band is under the direction of Mr. David Listlaw. The color guard director is Mrs. Lisa Listlaw. The choreographer for our band, Adrian Motley, the visual technician, Tina Monegro. Our halftime show this evening is the final segment of our the salute to Pink Floyd's The Wall. Tonight we're going to be performing In the Flesh and in Triumph. Drum Major Patrick Kitchen, is your band ready? You may now take the field in halftime entertainment. number 1.
Hey, football fans, if you love dealing with a winning team, head to the leader, Kleckner's in Whitehall and Emmaus for the fabulous GE Kickoff Sale. Browse our huge selection of GE ranges, GE refrigerators, GE dishwashers, GE washers, and GE dryers. Now at Kleckner's, get great savings plus free delivery, free haul away of old, a full parts department and their own factory-trained techs. Stop in today. See why Kleckner's has been serving the Lehigh Valley since 1945. 2 locations, Kleckner's, 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall and 575 Chestnut Street, Emmaus.
Since the Overhead Door Company makes the original overhead door, the people who install and service them take them pretty seriously. Call or log on for the overhead door dealer nearest you.
Caring teachers. Disciplined, safe, structured environment. College-bound students. Academic excellence. Values for a lifetime. All this and more. Do you want these things for your teenager? Bethlehem Catholic and Allentown Central Catholic. High schools of the Diocese of Allentown. Students who are learning to change the world.
Put some color in your world with a new floor from Mohawk Color Center. We've earned our name by bringing style and beauty to some of the finest homes in the world. Something Mohawk has been doing for over a century. For the greatest selection of carpet, hardwood, laminate, and even ceramic tile. From a name you can trust, Mohawk Color Center. Flooring made simple.
Visit R&J Carpet Connection, 922 North 3rd Street in Whitehall.
(21-14) is your score as we welcome you back. Lehigh Valley Conference football. The Patriots of Freedom on top by 7 in a good game here at J. Bernie Crum Stadium in Allentown. Al DeCarlo, Doug Eater, Meredith Morakovitz. Let's take a look at what happened in the first half as we take a look at our highlights in the first half. D.E. Crespin Insurance Agency, of course, our sponsor. And we begin with the Freedom Patriots and what they were capable of doing. And it started with Isaiah Wright right up the middle.
Oh, yeah, they got that great return by Freitas. Wright scores the first touchdown. It comes from 10 yards away. Next possession defensively for them. Pompey gets the INT. He's able to take it in 26 yards on the interception return, setting up Central. Weaver, this is when they came out 2 straight plays with that 7-man front. Weaver gets it in from a yard away to put them up early. The Patriots in great position, and they showed a little more balance later on. Here's Freitas. This is what he can do when he gets alone in the secondary, and I'm sure we're going to see a little bit more of this in the second half. That play covered 48 yards, and it put him up 21-7, but Central was able to come back with some balance as well. Milano, the touchdown run for the Vikings to answer back from 8 yards away. That was a 90-yard drive of 14 plays. Kosholix had a great first half, too. He hits Goliath for his 4th touchdown reception, 4 TD pass. It goes for 14 yards on the year. And then this may be the biggest play so far. That came right before the half to Schweier the INT when Patriarcho knocked it away. It's been a very, very exciting first half of play. Both coaches, I'm sure, pleased with the efforts, and some things they're going to tweak during that halftime break.
Well, let's take a look at the Overhead Door Company halftime statistics. Central Catholic with an edge on the first down, 10-7. Doug, interesting when you look at there, and we were talking about it before. It was at one point only the first time it was a 3rd down, in the first half for the Freedom Patriots. That's how effective they were. 80 yards of the passing, 106 yards via the rush for a total of 186. Central Catholic with 77-92 for 169. Turnovers apiece 1-1. You saw that one at the end of the half. And, 31 offensive plays compared to 22 for Freedom. But Freedom on the scoreboard has the lead by a score of 21-14.
Now, a couple of those numbers a little bit deceiving. The offensive plays, the Vikings have had to go longer. Obviously, a 14-play drive, and Freedom scored both of their first 2 touchdowns on a short field. But the funny number is the 106 rushing yards. They had 0 at the end of that first quarter, so they did a great job on the ground getting that balance back. Remember I said I'm sure we're going to see those numbers get a little bit closer to the balance. So I think offensively, both coaching staffs have to like what they've seen in spots. Defensively, we're going to want to tighten things up a little bit. The Vikings, again, want to make sure that they can control this passing game, something we've seen in spots. And for the Patriots defense, they want to take away that balance. They want to control that line of scrimmage.
Well, let's go down to Meredith Marakovitz, who has talked to both coaches.
Central Catholic head coach Harold Fairclough entered the locker room at halftime very optimistic. He said he felt as though his team dug a very early hole for themselves, going down 14-0, but liked the way they showed a lot of heart and a lot of desire, fighting back ever since. One thing he did say, he felt as though this game is going to be either won or lost in the fourth quarter, so he needs his team to come out with the same intensity that they came out with in that second quarter, and he feels as though because of the way they played in that second quarter, he feels as though his team has the momentum right now here going into the third. As far as Freedom and Jason Roeder is concerned, he entered the locker room with a very different demeanor. He was visibly frustrated at his team. He did not feel as though they did the little things, such things like tackling errors, some things that they can't make, penalties and such that they can't do in this third and fourth quarter if they want a chance at winning this game. So look for them to tighten it up defensively, do the small things, and bring more intensity here in the third and the fourth quarters, guys.
Well, thanks a lot, Meredith. And interesting, going through that, I was just handed to, Thacker Sholk. They're going to get the ball back to start. 9 straight completions before the last one. So he was very effective through the air on that latter part of the second quarter. Take a look at Jason Roeder, and his team will regroup here, but they had the 7-point lead, Doug.
Well, The Rock talked about the intensity and the momentum that Central Catholic carried into the locker room. That was so important for them to score and then hold the Patriots off the scoreboard again, because they'll get the ball back and they can even things up with a drive. This also allows Jason Roeder and his defense to raise their intensity level up. He said he wanted to stop the running game. Central's shown that balance. It'll give his defense a chance to do just that, stop the rush.
Jeff Schaefer will kick off as we get underway. Third quarter from J. Bernie Crum Stadium in Allentown, and another big boot all the way down to the 2-yard line. And there's a gap right up the middle, and Patriarcho's going to take it at midfield. He's got Schaefer to beat. Patriarcho tries to make the turn, but Schaefer, the kicker, brings him down with a huge run back. However, to start 73 yards, it took 10 seconds to go that far, and Central Catholic in business. Take a look.
Well, look at the wall that they've opened up for Patriarcho. I mean, straight up the middle. And then Schaefer, give him credit for taking the right angle. A great return for Patriarcho. A great way for them to start, much like the Patriots did on their first touch with Freitas, the long run. Patriarcho special teams, his first real chance to return it here tonight, makes it happen.
Milano, 14 rushes, 75 yards, and a touchdown. The ball at the Freedom 26. Kosholik to Milano. Milano tries to make a turn, gets bumped out of bounds after maybe a yard pickup.
Well, the Vikings, the crowd, they're happy with what they've seen here to start this third quarter. And no surprise that the Vikings are going to come out offensively and continue to try to run that football. They elect to go on the short side of the field on that stretch play to Milano. That time the Patriots, with the assistance of the sideline, make it a minimal gain.
2nd down and 9 after the yard pickup. Again to Milano. Milano really nothing there in the middle. Actually then squeezes his way through and gets a couple. Doug, you talked a couple of times about special teams in the years past and what Central Catholic does as special teams. Another huge play there. That the 73-yard return by Patriarcho.
I'll tell you something, and it didn't go for a touchdown, but a long kickoff return, especially starting this third quarter, can be so huge offensively for you and can take the heart out of a team. Here you go, short field. You can come out with a different mindset now. You don't have to force anything inside your own 20. You can open things up offensively.
Kosholik, motion man, looking to throw. He gets hit as he throws, and incomplete as he was looking for Gullius, who got tripped up down by the goal line. So he'll bring up a 4th down and about 6 or 7.
That's frustrating for the Viking, and Kosholik knows it. He had Gullius open. Costa's your motion guy. The success of the run, the play action sets up. He steps forward, got a nice passing lane, and just misses him. That's going to happen. Kosholik hasn't missed many this season, but the positive is you realize that Gullius continues to work hard and get open. The line continues to give Kosholik time to throw.
Freedom trying to hold here defensively after the big run back. Huge play, 4th down and 7 from the 23, just underway, third quarter. Kosholik takes the low snap, throws, looks, and connects. makes the catch. That's Ryan Stewart. And then the ball goes through and a touchdown.
How about it?
Thought he was down and kept on pushing forward. Ryan Stewart, 23-yard touchdown.
Well, what did The Rock just tell us? Just told us that Jason Roeder didn't like the fact that his team lacked intensity and missed a lot of tackles. There's the example. Stewart, in traffic, makes the tough catch, and then not to be denied. The whistle never blew. He kept moving, and he got in.
Point after DeWalt. And we are tied at 21.
This is the first touchdown reception of the season for Stewart. In fact, for Kosholik, it's the first time he's found somebody else than Goliath to go into the end zone. It's his 5th of the year. Pass protection is there on 4th down. They do a nice job on the two ends, and look at Kosholik between 4 white shirts, and watch this effort at the end. Milano helps him out just like we saw earlier with Pat Collins for Freedom, but the whistle never blows. Stewart never gives up and gets into the end zone. What a great start for the Vikings, showing that intensity on that drive.
Doug, I had looked down, thought they called forward progress, did not. Stewart knew that, and you mentioned it. He goes in for an extra 2, a 23-yard touchdown, 4 plays, 26 yards. It only took a minute and 6 seconds off the clock. It's kind of the way that Freedom started this contest earlier on.
Tournament tomorrow at Shepherd Hills.
Now, it's very similar to the way the Patriots did start it off, and that's why I think Harold Fairclough felt so great coming out. He built the momentum. They talked to the team in the locker room, and then they continue to keep that level up as they start this third quarter.
For Freedom.
So we are tied at 21-21. Both teams at 2-1.
Skylar DeWalt to kick off for Central Catholic.
And DeWalt to kick off. Again, it's been working. A little squib kick has been giving him trouble. This time, no trouble here as it's picked up once again by Logan Davis up to about the 31-yard line.
Adam Schweier on the tackle, assisted
Well,
by
Patriots now back to even Steven. We'll see what they do with their first offensive possession. Now, what's lost in this is the fact that the Patriots have been very successful on the amount of times that they've had the football. They've been able to score. They kind of ran out of time, and of course they got the big INT Schweier did to stop that last drive. They've seen some nice things offensively in that first half.
Third quarter of this contest brought to you by Kleckner, serving you in 2 locations in Whitehall and Emmaus. 10:50 on the clock, tied at 21. Weaver gives it up. Right, busts through the seam and gets up.
On the carry. Smacked down by number 10, Adam Schweier, but not until Thomas gains 6.
Right, with another
2nd and 4.
good yardage.
Well, they run that blast, and Wright on a zone scheme from the line finds an opening. That's a great play on first down. Weaver's numbers, 3 of 6. He hasn't been called upon too much, 80 yards. You're going to see him really step that up here in this second half.
2nd down and about 4. Weaver back to Wright. Wright breaks a tackle right to the 50. Has some running room inside the 40, down to about the 38. And Doug, if you give him any kind of opening, it seems like he really could shuffle those feet and get a couple extra yards, and did.
And here's Freedom. Watch the block by Pat Collins, 33. Look at him open the hole. A great job on Araldi. And then Wright shakes off a tackler, gets into secondary. Freedom coming out, trying to establish something here. They wanted to run the football. They did it in the first half. They want to come out here with the patience and do the same thing in the second.
First down and 10 from the 37. Weaver under center. And not much on the carry by Pat Collins.
Well, Collins rewarded for a great block on the last play. And again, now we've seen Freedom a few times tonight come out in this I set, 2 tight ends. In that case, they come out with a single tight end and 2 wideouts. But they reward Collins with a little dive up the middle from the fullback spot. Quick hitter, trying to catch a defense off balance. Not a bad pickup of a couple of yards on first down.
2nd down and 8. At the 36, 9:07 on the clock. 2 receivers split near side, 1 up top. Weaver with Delecki in motion. Looks to throw and has a receiver and connects. That's Mike Zanoni, the tight end, and Zanoni gets taken down by Milano. Then a fumble on the play.
Michael Zanoni.
And then I don't know if they counted the fumble or not there. If they did, It was picked up by Reddick. Not sure if the whistle blew or not.
Now, you mentioned the weapons. How about Zanoni, the tight end? The first time they've even looked his direction tonight. They come out 3 wides. Valecki's your 1 wide out near side. He goes in motion and just sends Zanoni, the tight end, on a streak straight down the middle of the field. That middle part for Freedom has worked tonight. This time to Zanoni, looks it into his hands for a great pickup.
First and goal from the 3. Give it to Wright. Nowhere to go. James Talago, one of the players taking him down.
Central off the corner with Talago. He's the linebacker coming outside. He's able to get, first of all, he guesses right, gets a good jump off the football. Freedom coming out in that I set again, trying to power it in for a touchdown.
Second and goal now from the 3. 8-10 and counting. Third quarter, tied up at 21-21. Freedom jumped out to a 14-0 advantage right through the middle. Touchdown from 3 yards. So Wright with 2 touchdowns and a 27-21 lead.
Well, the Patriots answer right back in their style. They mix it up very nicely there. That drive, an example of what the Patriots have the potential to do this season on that kind of a consistent basis. They don't get flustered, they answer right back.
Point after. Lucky to hold for Jeff Schaefer. Snap, the kick is up, and it is good, but there is a flag on the play, so we'll wait here.
Kick was good.
And there's an injured,
There's also an injured Central Catholic player.
Viking player down.
That's Schweier, the free safety, down right where that flag was dropped. Let's take a look. Isaiah Wright goes behind Collins, head of steam, 2 tights, right up the middle. That's awfully tough. They'll wave the flag off. That's awfully tough for Central with that set and with their size disadvantage up front to handle the Patriots. And the Patriots got the job done coming out of 2 tight end formation inside the 5-yard line.
So as they continue to attend to Schweier here, Kosholik hit Ryan Stewart on a 23-yard touchdown pass to make it 21-21. That came after a 73-yard kickoff return by Patriarco. And that was at the 10:54 mark. So Schweier is back to the bench. Then a 3-yard touchdown run by Isaiah Wright, made it 28-21. 6 plays, 68 yards, 2:53. 6 plays, 68 yards, 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Come right back with a long drive of their own, 28-21.
Well, this has been it was a great first half, and a great way to start this second half with both teams coming out and their bread and butter and a nice balance. These are 2 offenses that are a lot of fun to watch. They mix things up, and when they do, when they're in a rhythm, they execute very well. It's been a lot of fun to watch this game, and this is kind of the game we expected. Both offenses trying to take advantage of a defense. They like to counter to speed and size, and this is going to settle in to be a pretty good contest.
Well, Meredith mentioned, coaches know, this may come down who has it last in the fourth quarter. We'll have to wait and see. Still 8 minutes remaining in quarter number 3. Schaefer. And it'll be fielded at about the 9-yard line. That middle part of the field has been the part that's been held. Jared Kashinash with the return. So Kashinash gets good return up to about the 25-yard line, right in that range. Excuse me, the 29-yard line. And that's where Central Catholic will take over here with 7:55 on the clock.
Well, the Vikings had their way with on a short field with the Patriot defense. Look at those numbers for Kosholik. Boy, 10 of 13. Very solid, 100 yards, a couple of touchdowns.
From the 29, Milano. Dives forward up towards the 30.
Well, one of the reasons why Central's been able to have success here in this game offensively is winning the battle on first down, getting 3 or 4 yards each time for the Patriots. And again, Jason Roeder talked about not happy with the missed tackling. If they're able to put the Viking offense in a 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8, 3rd and 7, they feel they can win the battle tonight.
2nd down and 9, 7:25 counting, 3rd quarter. Receivers split for the Vikings. They'll go back to Milano, and Milano gets up to about the 35-yard line as he continues to earn his yards tonight. Freedom with a record of 2-1. They beat CB West to start the year 35-7. They beat Deer 48-0, and then they lost to Parkland a week ago by a score of 20-3. (28-21), 3rd down and 5. Kosholik to throw. There's a flag on the play and an incomplete pass downfield. Initial indication holding, possibly.
Freedom changed up their approach defensively here on this trip set. They're going to get Jamel Lee, number 5, right off the line of scrimmage, a holding penalty on the defense. What the Patriots did is they're trying to take away Goliath's ability to get open on the flat by coming up tighter. Well, they held him. Unfortunately for for Lee, he made contact right off the line of scrimmage, but he never let go, and that's where they caught him.
I'll take a look.
On the defense.
Well, then the pass play, trying to go one-handed there. Down was Ryan Stewart.
And what the Vikings tried to do is they ran a trip set to the near side of the field, and they tried to fool the Patriots by going Stewart's way, the opposite side, but they take advantage of the penalty.
4 penalties, 33 yards now for the Freedom Patriots. Moves the ball up to the 45-yard line. Central Catholic with 2 penalties for 10. And that one's taken by Jordan Madeja. Madeja with a huge burst to the far side, all the way down to the 35-yard line. And a huge play there by Madeja, who had just 9 rushes for 38 yards coming in.
Well, he's spelling Milano. Now, again, we saw Kadwadi, who led Milano earlier, 52. This time, Madeja does it. Now, he initially goes up the middle, sees there's nothing there, does a good job of bouncing it outside, and then once that decision is made, he executes well by taking it for a nice gain.
Back to Milano. Spins and powers forward for a few more.
Central running the stretch play again and again here tonight, and they like that play because they like their speed running this play, and they like Milano's ability to read off of that and decide where he's going to cut it up. That play has worked very well with Milano back there. It's also worked well with Moitzen back there.
2nd down and 6 from the 31. Receiver split up top. Kosholik with the long count under center. And we'll go back to Milano. Milano gets drugged down. And they'll bring up a 3rd down. As Freedom bringing in a couple players in there.
This becomes a very important stop for the Freedom Patriots. They do a nice job. Watch, they take away Madeja. Good job. That 61 outside for the Patriots. Dave Harvey, he's the end. He doesn't get the tackle fully, but he turns that play back inside and lets the rest of his guys finish him off. It looked like Milano wanted to go outside on that one. Kadwadi was leading again, and because Harvey was there, he has to cut it in, and the rest of the secondary is able to fill it and make the play.
6 of 9 3rd down conversions for Central Catholic. 3rd down and 7 from the 33. Kosholik to throw. He gets flushed out of the pocket and then gets tripped up. Taken down by Dave Harvey. Gets a piece of him, brings him down.
Well, really the first time back-to-back plays, there's Harvey. He gets in there. Kosholik shows his poise by stepping up. You're going to see Harvey with a rip move outside. Watch him then not give up, fight off the block, and take Kosholik down. Kosholik shows the poise to step up in the pocket. But the first time tonight that this Patriot defense has really got consistent pressure on the quarterback.
Now 4th down and 10. Freedom, let's see if they just try to draw him offside. They're going to go. And on the ground, Milano will get the first down depending on the spot, Doug. That was a burst of speed by Milano. Actually, that was Ian Moitson on the carry.
Oh, that's a big spot for Moitson. And again, a great play call. They run the draw play. You see the two ends, Carter near side, Harvey far side, to pursue the quarterback on what looks to be a pass play. Moitson on the draw, great delay, great job. And then a good job by Moitson, the vision, and the extra effort to get just enough to move the chains.
Moitson, a sophomore, since he's been in there, he's made some big plays. That was the 14th first down of this game for Central Catholic from the 25. Kosholik, time, middle, that's traffic, and that's, I believe, an interception by Mike Zanoni. Zanoni, a little dinged up afterwards, however. He got a cramp. That's what it looks like, but the INT.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a tough play offensively for Central because they come out too tight, and they only send two receivers out. They had Stewart as the wide guy, and they had Golias in the slot. He runs a little hook, but watch Zanoni in the secondary drop back. Golias goes to the corner, they look for Stewart, and Zanoni's out there. You got 3 or 4 white shirts on those two receivers, and then Kosholik elects to go to the inside receiver who crossed from the outside part of the pattern, and then Zanoni steps in front and makes an interception. Jason Roeder got to be happy with the way his defense played on that drive. They bent a little bit, allowed a couple of one fourth down conversion and some big plays, but they made the big play when it counted.
3:37 on the clock. It's a 28-21 lead in favor of the Freedom Patriots as they attend to Mike Zanoni, the 6'2", 195-pound senior tight end and linebacker. Made that big play there. And Doug, you mentioned, the conversions continue for Central Catholic. That time on 4th down. But however, it's Freedom now with the football, and Jason Roeder. Zanoni will go back to the bench.
Well, we saw Zanoni make a great catch offensively to set his team up. He's the tight end. That's a big interception. That's been the first big defensive play for the Patriots tonight. That turnover. They got one early on the first possession, but that one came in a big spot because the Vikings were coming right down the field.
Say it right with a solid night tonight. 12 carries, a $101. 2 touchdowns, 8.6 average per carry.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah, it's very impressive. So now we'll see Joe Weaver with trips here to the near side. He rolls near side, gets a block, and here comes the pressure. He's hit as he throws, and that one is almost intercepted by Adam Swire.
Well, they're looking for Freitas. So Freedom comes out first time in this bunch set near side. They try to overload, and they try to use that formation to confuse the secondary, but the disciplined secondary for Central just stays back in their zone. Schweier's a free safety. He rolls over, and he makes a great play. The Vikings with those 5 DBs, and you saw Koshinash, number 20, deep as well, got some help backside. They don't overreact to the bunch set. They just executed the play very well.
2nd down and 10 from the 20, 3:31 on the clock, 3rd quarter action. And now is Pat Collins on the carry. We go down to the field in Meredith.
Central Catholic starting linebacker Omar Collazo actually spent the better part of that last offensive series on the bench getting evaluated by the Central Catholic training staff. He took a shot to the nose during the last defensive series. It required 2 stitches in his nose. They stitched him up. He's back out there on the field. You gotta love the heart and the dedication by these Central Catholic players getting back out there and fighting till the final minutes here, guys.
Absolutely. I mean, a couple stitches and back out there. It shows, dedication, and he's a football player. He wants to play, especially in this type of atmosphere. 3rd down and 7 from the 23. Weaver gets taken down. James Talago, we've called his name throughout the night, makes another big play.
This time the Vikings bring a blitz up the middle with Talago, and it's too many bodies for the Freedom Patriots to handle. You can see the confusion. They slant 71 or 73 Bisbing that time, so now they bring Talago up the middle, and he's unblocked. A great play call by the defensive coaches. John Couples, a D coordinator over there for Central Catholic.
So 4th down and 14 from the 16-yard line. Here come the Vikings trying to block this one. And they'll get good field position as Kashinaj returns it to about the 38-yard line.
So the INT, but the Viking defense steps it up big. and they get it back, and they get in good field position. No damage done. A little time off the clock, but no damage done. 2:02 to go in the third, and a chance to tie this game back up again. You really got to like the way both of these teams are playing in big spots. The Patriots, the game is tied. They come back and answer. Viking defense needs to keep themselves in it. They get the job done and give their offense the opportunity to tie the game.
I think you have to take it back to the beginning of this contest. When both coaches told us, this is the game. This is the game that really, put you where you're at going to be this season and really move you forward. As Milano gets this carry and gets through. Milano gets to the outside. Milano still with some running room down inside the 20. And then finally gets knocked out of bounds. Helmet off. Doesn't care. A huge run by Milano.
He don't even want to go get his helmet. You got to forget that. Somebody will get it for him. 24-yard run for Milano. And there's the stretch play again. Look at the hole. Great job by Costa outside. Great job by the line up front. You're going to see the hit there coming from Jermel Lee. Caught him right underneath. Lee has a few words for him. Talk about getting Collazo back in the game. Milano would have found somebody else's helmet to put on his head if he had to.
Now we just lost a board for a second. We get an officials timeout and then back to action with 1:30 on the clock. Michael Milano with a solid night once again. This time they hand that one off to Madeja. Jimmy Aroldi.
Well, you've got to like the depth that Central has shown tonight in their backfield. Araldi with a carry. Moitzen with a carry we saw tonight. We're seeing Costa come back there and fullback with Medea. Guys like that getting the job done. Kashinash has a carry. So you got to really like what you've seen as far as that balance. And when they're in there, these guys are executing very well.
56 seconds counting. We are in the third quarter. Central Catholic down by 7. Kasholik looks, fires, one-on-one coverage, incomplete. Was looking in the direction of Ryan Stewart, but defensively, Deshaun Serrano hung right in there.
Well, Serrano has great position, but Stewart almost makes this great play, almost takes it away from Serrano. Serrano puts himself in a spot to make the INT, but you got to be careful. There's a case where the weight training is important. A lot of times that particular position's overlooked. Serrano, great strong hands. If that ball comes his way, he has to make sure if he's got good position that the receiver doesn't outreach for it, or doesn't reach over him, doesn't outgrab the football. That's where the strong forearms and hands come into play.
3rd down and 6, the ball at the 11-yard line. Kasholik to the ground. And nothing there for the Vikings. Milano on the carry will bring up 4th down.
Oh, it looks like they're going to bring in Skylar DeWalt. He's got, let's see if that's what they're going to do. They changed personnel. Yep, DeWalt's going to come on. He's already got 3 field goals this year. He had 2 against Liberty. He only had 2 all of last year. So you're this close. Harold Fairclough has a lot of confidence in his place kicker.
So with 19 ticks on the clock, a 30-yard field goal attempt by Skylar DeWalt. The high snap, the kick, that one is up, and it is good. So a 30-yard field goal. And we got ourselves a 28-24 game with 13 seconds left in the third quarter.
4th field goal of the season for DeWalt. Again, he's money in this situation. We've seen what he's been able to do kicking off and the ability of putting it in the right place, that time in a tough spot. So Central, they didn't get the touchdown, but they came away with points after their defense stopped the Patriots after a turnover. So that was a big spot for Central, getting themselves in field goal range to come away with something.
13.5 seconds left, 28-24. We're in the third quarter. After the big run by Milano that went 22 yards, 4 plays, 27 yards. It took 1 minute and 49 seconds off the clock. And we continue to have a tight game here at J. Bernie Crump Stadium in Allentown.
Now, you mentioned a little while ago about both coaches admitting to us the importance of this game. A lot of times a game of this magnitude kind of goes awry at some point. The team comes in real tight and they don't play very well. We thought we might have seen that in the first 2 possessions from Central, falling behind 14-0. This game has actually exceeded the expectations we had coming in. We knew it was going to be a good one, but both teams continue to make big plays, defenses, offenses, to really make this an exciting contest. This has the feel of a district championship game.
28-24, DeWolf. Now he'll be taken at the 25-yard line and run back to the 30-yard line by Youssef Reddick. So you get 8 seconds left in third quarter. Next week, Central Catholic will be right here at J. Bernie Crum Stadium hosting Easton in a huge game, and Freedom will be hosting Allen. I mean, you're talking about 2 huge games.
Well, it's funny, we were talking to both coaches beforehand, and everybody's talking about the depth of the league, and we were saying, hey, we love this because every single week you've got 6 quality football games among 12 quality football teams.
28-24, likely the last play of the quarter, and that's given to Wright. Wright comes down the sideline, and you get out of bounds or not. They'll say no. Nice pickup, and we're through 3 quarters of play. 28-24, Freedom on top. We'll be back after this on 2 Sports.
Take me out to the ball game.
Take me out with the crowd.
Buy me some peanuts and
Cracker Jack.
I don't care if we ever get back.
So it's root
for the armpits.
If they don't win, it's a shame. 'Cause 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Reserve your seats now at ironpigsbaseball.com or call 610-435-3001.
We get ready to start quarter number 4, 28-24, Freedom on top. Al DiCarlo, Doug Heater, and Meredith Marakovitz. And the ground attack, for both teams, Isaiah Wright with a $110. On the other side, Mike Milano with a $110.
Well, I mentioned a little while ago the balance that both of these teams have seen offensively. The Patriots, 8 different offensive players have touched the football. Central Catholic, 9. So, and again, it's not, guys aren't making bad plays when they get second chances or get a chance to get in there. This has been a very deep team, both sides, both teams, very deep, quality offensive players.
Second down and 1. And Wright will push it forward and will get the first down. So a good way to start quarter number 4 for the Freedom Patriots.
Well, for example, on Freedom's side of it, now here's Serrano with a touch. He's in there now, so that's another guy that touches it. Pat Collins, the fullback, if he's not blocking it open and holes up for an Isaiah Wright like we saw right before the end of the third, he's getting the brunt of the load on those blast plays as a fullback, those dive plays to just keep the defense off balance a little bit. And when he's had his hands around the ball, he's gone for positive yards.
Fourth quarter brought to you by Kleckner, serving you in 2 locations, Whitehall and Emmaus. That was the 10th first down for the Freedom Patriots. And a timeout here by the Patriots. That's an interesting timeout there with that much time left and just underway in the fourth quarter. We go down to the field in Meredith.
Guys, you were just talking about the depth of the LVC before and how these coaches love playing in this conference because it is so strong. Well, it's no different for the players. They like it as well. It was actually Thad Kasholik who said earlier in the week it's never tough to get up for one of these games because any team can win on any given night, so you got to bring your A game every day. Also, it's a quick way to find out if you're a playoff team or not playing such a tough schedule. And taking it one step further, if you are in fact a playoff team, it only gets you ready and gets you prepared for the later weeks of the season playing tough competition day in and day out, guys.
Oh, that becomes a cliche a lot of times when you talk about the depth and the power of a conference. But this LVC, and a lot of it has to do with the success of Liberty over the last couple of years, has really gotten that statewide recognition. Because of that success and because of that recognition, the programs, the other 11 teams in this conference, have raised their level of play. And this truly becomes, now it's a 9-game regular season. You only get that one off week in week 1 where you go out of conference. It has really become every single week, you got to make sure you bring that A game.
First down and 10. Vilecki in motion from the far side. And going through the middle is Deshaun Serrano.
Well, Serrano is giving Isaiah Wright a little bit of a break here, and he is showing that he can still get the job done. He's been called upon twice now in his fourth quarter to get those hard yards up the middle, behind this offensive line. Let's go back to in the beginning of the game. Jason Roeder said he likes his offensive line's chances. He feels that they can outman them. 48 minutes, this is where it really comes into play.
2nd down and 7 for Freedom. Back to the ground. And Serrano gets taken down. Right at midfield.
Well, Jamie Araldi, number 9, he's the outside linebacker. That's telling you that Central is trying to tweak this formation, and they're starting to cheat up a little bit. They're starting to bring extra guys up into the box to take away the run. They see what Freedom's going to try to do here on 1st and 2nd down, run the football. Araldi, the OLB outside linebacker, makes a great play.
A big play here. Ball right at midfield. 3rd down and 6. 10-17 on the clock. 28-24. Freedom with the lead and the football. That one put up, and that one is caught downfield. And the reception is made by Todd Micah. Micah is 6'1", 210-pound senior.
Well, Micah, in a sense, you know, they got him as a fullback. He can play tight end. He's a slot receiver in a 4-receiver set. And what that does is that forces Central to go one-on-one across the board. You saw Araldi there. That's the 10th different player now for Freedom to touch the football. Is that 11? That's 11 now with what we saw before. That is number 10 with Serrano and now with Micah. But it just shows you what this Patriot offense can do.
1st down and 10 from the 29-yard line. And trying to dig forward is right. Doug, this becomes an interesting, you know, I know both teams have been going downfield back and forth. It becomes an interesting possession here for Freedom, you know, looking to put some points on the scoreboard to extend the lead here with 9:25 on the clock.
And they're trying to grind it a little bit more too now. Some running we've seen up the middle. Everything's been tight. Even the pass play was to their tight end or their fullback out of the backfield, depending on what you want to call Micah. This is a huge drive for them. They want to take some time off the clock, and they want to come away with some points.
2nd down and 8. To the ground, nothing doing. Never a chance there. James Talago continues to have a solid game in this one.
Well, the Patriots came away with a big 3rd down conversion, but just for the 2nd straight set of downs, Central on 2nd down wins the battle there. They bring extra pursuit on the run, and they take it away. They guessed right on what that play was going to be called. Talago has had a huge game on both sides of the ball. We've called his name many more times on the defensive side. He's in the middle. He's got to read off the blocks. He's got to make sure he has his eyes on if it's Wright or Serrano in the backfield. And so far in this 2nd half, he has guessed right.
28-24. Take a look at the Vikings. We'll look at that schedule just momentarily right after this play. Get back to that schedule as this one now 3rd down and 9 from the 27. Receiver split near side. Now motion man Yusef Reddick coming to the near side. Weaver looking to throw. Goes towards Reddick. Reddick with the completion. And he gets taken out of bounds. Right about the 25-yard line. I'll bring up a 4th down. Doug, an interesting call here. I mean, in that position, we know we had the leg for Schaefer, but likely they're going to be going.
Oh,
no, they're not.
They've got Schaefer out.
Hey, Schaefer's got a big leg.
Yes.
I mean, we've known this in the past with him. He can really, you know, boot it from here.
41 yards. Valecki's his holder. There's Reddick. He was the recipient of that last pass. He's down on the sideline here getting tended to.
4th down. Man, this one from 41. Does it have enough? No good. Misses that one. Don't know if he had the full extension that he wanted on the kick, but boy, we know he has the foot to do it, and they wasted no time, you know, trying to attempt that from 41. That's definitely within his range.
Yeah, there was no hesitation from Jason Roeder and the staff. They've got the confidence in a Jeff Schaefer and his ability to kick the football through the uprights. That one came up a little bit short. You know, I don't know if the air is humid tonight, a little bit heavier than you'd expect. But you got to give Central their defense credit. We saw Reddick slow on this near sideline on that play. His speed is tough out in the open. They strung that out well, forcing the decision to go for the field goal on 4th down.
So Central has the football back, only down by 4, not the 7. 8:19 on the clock. Vikings with 3 timeouts. Freedom with 2. Not sure what the holdup is at this point. If it's an equipment problem or not. Clock's at 8:12, and here we go. They'll start from the 20, and they'll start on the ground, Milano. Milano gets up to about the 24-yard line.
What you're seeing, Freedom now, Anthony Carter's going to come back into game 66. Freedom has been able to go deep into their bench on the defensive side of the ball and on the defensive line as well. Orlando Colon gave Carter a little bit of a break. He comes out number 90. And Central realizes here that for them, they want one good drive down the field. We go back to their 90-yarder we saw earlier, take the time off the clock and try to win this game on a touchdown. So they will not press. They will not force it. That's why they start out on first down with another successful run.
Milano lost his cleat there, and the official timeout stops the clock with 7:39. Now we'll start it again. And Doug, is this the drive that's going to be the one that, ends this game or not? It's 7:31, a long drive by Central, or will we see a couple more drives from here on out? Wait and see. 2nd down and 7. To the ground. Milano.
Boy, Kadwadi again. Boy, he's had a solid game as a guard. He comes out to pull and lead 52. He makes the block on pursuit. Watch Kadwadi 52 come out, hits the end, Dave Harvey, opens a lane for Milano to cut back. Great play. Now, here's Central. This was interesting. They go out, no huddle, because they saw the 3rd down and short. Again, I go back to what I said earlier. They like to see that quick count. They don't waste any time. I wonder if Freedom's got too many guys, because that's where the penalty flag may be here. They got at least 12 on the field. They do have 12,
yeah,
so that's the
12.
penalty. Here's the extra guy coming off right now. And again, the chess game. Central decides we're going to come up no huddle. Completely has Freedom off balance. They got 12 guys on the field.
Illegal participation on the defense. First down.
So the first down moves the chains. 7:02 on the clock. Vikings were down 14-0 to start the game. 21-14 at the half. It's now 28-24.
When you have that illegal participation, and that's a penalty that's now 15 yards. If you break the huddle with 12 guys, it's called. That time, because there was no huddle, they immediately caught Freedom with 12 guys on the field.
So the ball moves up to the 45-yard line. And the big penalty here. And the good heads-up play on the other side, as Doug mentioned, by Central Catholic. Extra feet just moving and nothing doing, though.
This is Harvey on the stop, 61, the D-end. There's that play again that Central went with Medea in motion. They pull both guards, does Central. They pull Kadwadi and Talago, 52 and 54, to run that trap. Harvey's the end. Not only does he get penetration and take away the outside or the kick out, but he makes the tackle as well.
6:18 and counting. 2nd down and 10. The ball at the 45-yard line. Motion near side. Kasholik pumps. Now delivers to Milano, but there's nothing there. And it'll be a 3rd down and 10 coming up.
Snuffed out early by Freedom.
Mike Mazika makes the play.
Well, watch Mazika 11. He sees it's a screenplay. They brought Medea in motion, cleared out the side, and Mazika, number 11, in there as an extra defensive back, sees Milano go out in the screen and makes a great defensive play.
They'll go trips far side, 3rd down and 10. Kasholik, here comes the pressure, middle part of the field, and the completion is made. A nice catch by Ryan Stewart, and a 1st down.
Boy, Kasholik, we've talked about him so much. The poise, look at the patience. He waits for Stewart. That's his A receiver. He wants to make sure he clears. Stewart runs a great route. He runs a sharp route down the field and a straight cross over the middle, gets open underneath the deep secondary and just past the linebackers, enough for the 1st down.
Ryan Stewart with a solid game tonight, number 7. 1st down and 10 to the 41. And they'll go back on the ground. And that's Milano. And Doug, right now, if you're a Central Catholic, the clock is your friend right now. You want to take time on the clock while making your way down and, scoring the points.
Well, what they've done a nice job of all game, and especially this series, is they've stayed very patient, and they've stayed within the framework of what they do well offensively. They mixed it up when they've needed to, and that time they come out with a little power. They go unbalanced to the right. They run the dive that way, trying to see if they can get an advantage, maybe get a lane. It's not a great pickup, but they'll take it. It's 2 yards on a run play.
2nd down and 8. Receivers split, one on either side. Kosholik. He goes for it up top, and that one incomplete. An offensive player playing defense there, Ryan Stewart, as Deshaun Serrano was making a grab.
Well, Serrano was in good position, and Stewart kind of lost his footing as his ball was up in the air and wasn't able to go full speed, and he sees that Serrano is going to be there, so he does knock it away. Give Serrano credit. He's a DB. He's all alone out there. He wasn't able to get any help because of the overload that side, and he immediately backpedals, makes sure that Stewart doesn't get behind him, and puts himself in position to make the incompletion.
Central Catholic 7 of 12 third down conversions. Here, 3rd down and 8 from the 39. 4:18 on the clock, down by 4. Kosholik will pitch it back. Milano. He got bumped by his own player. And now bring up a 4th down.
And it's because of Mike Zanoni, who goes outside. Watch 14. He sees this one coming. Because he's out there, Milano bumps into Garrett Bisbing, 73, who's the right tackle, or the left tackle in this case, has to take him wide outside because of Zanoni's presence, and it goes for a minimal gain. Milano has nowhere to go on that little pitch.
At the Freedom 38.
4th down and 7. Freedom trying to stop Central Catholic defensively. Kosholik, here comes some pressure. Now he's off to the races and looking for that 1st down marker. Will get it and then some. Inside the 25, down to the 22. A 14-yard pickup by Kosholik, who's really done it all tonight. A solid night for him, and the drive continues for the Vikings.
Boy, we've just seen guys make big plays. Kosholik decides he doesn't see anything he likes. He's got a lot of green on that left side of the offense. Stewart downfield blocking on Serrano. Players making big plays in big games. Guys on both sides of the ball have done it. Kosholik that time, for the first time tonight, elects to run the football and converts in a big spot.
3:54 on the clock. 1st down and 10. Now the ball at the 23-yard line for the Vikings, and another long drive for them. Well, they tried to go on the ground, and there was nothing there. As Medea with the carry, but Mazika.
Boy, Mazika just jumps the gap. What he does, that's the preparation during the week. The Freedom defensive coaches see what they're running on that motion. So Mazika says, I'm going to bang the fullback no matter what happens. He dives through the gap and hits Medea. Medea has the ball, and it's a big defensive play.
Well, the loss of a couple brings up now 2nd down and 12. They go trips near side. Kosholik. Well, pitch that one back, and Milano had to dive forward just to make the grab there. Now brings up a 3rd down and long with 3:10 on the clock.
Well, Freedom has decided here that they're going to start dictating what Central does. They're starting to bring a little bit more pressure on any down. We saw Mazika again come in the backfield, and what that did is it didn't allow Kosholik to really run out that option. He had to pitch it sooner than he wanted to, and they were fortunate, Central was, that Milano was able to make the catch and stay on it.
Now time continues to become a factor. Now at 2:45. I say a factor depending on what Central Catholic does on this possession. 3rd down and 15 from the 28. Motion to the far side. Kosholik goes in that direction and completes it. And still it'll be a 4th down and 10 as he gets Medea.
What Kosholik does there is that old saying, he takes what the defense gave him. Medea, see the 2 receivers, Golias and Stewart, push the secondary deep. So Kosholik settles for the underneath guy in Medea. They try to get that 3rd and 15 on a couple of plays, and now they present themselves a little bit more makeable long 4th down conversion.
Well, is this your game or not? Defensively, Freedom trying to hold. 4th down and 11. 1:53 on the clock. Misholik to throw. He gets hit as he throws, looks towards the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown to Ryan Stewart from 23 yards, and Central Catholic has taken the lead. It's 30-28. Wow!
I'll tell you what, it doesn't get much better than that throw and that catch. 5 wideouts for Central on that play, and Kisholik maybe the toughest throw he's made all season.
DeWalt with the extra point, and this will be crucial here to try to extend it to a 3-point lead. And it does. But wow, 4th down and 11.
Well, 5 wides. He's got 2 that side. Kisholik decides to go one-on-one. Look at Stewart. Gets great position on Serrano, who turned a little bit too soon. He got twisted around a little bit, and Stewart's able to look that in his hands. Kisholik on a 4th down play. We saw that 2 conversions. He ran for 1, and that is a tremendous throw and a great catch by Ryan Stewart for the go-ahead touchdown.
13 plays, 80 yards. It took 6 minutes and 32 seconds off the clock, and now a 31-28 lead by Central Catholic, their first lead of the game. And Doug, one thing, there's a minute and 47 seconds left in this game, and you also have Jeff Schaefer. He missed a 41-yard field goal moments ago, to try to extend their lead. They could not. So, whether we have overtime or not, there's still plenty of time in the game. Plus, they have 2 timeouts.
Plenty of time left. But Al, we'll go back to the conversation you and I had when Central began the drive. Is that the drive that could finish the game? That's the kind of drive they wanted. They kept again in the framework of their offense. They were very patient. They had some big plays, a couple of 4th down conversions, and they believe they put themselves in position now. The emphasis now goes on the special teams and the kick game here for Central and what Freedom can do with it once they get the return.
So here we go. And it's Yusuf Reddick. Reddick from the 30. Reddick has some room. Logan Davis, excuse me. Davis gets up to the 42-yard line, and they'll have the ball in the 38. Doug, was that fumbled in there?
I'm not sure if that came loose at the end, but the Patriots did keep it. I'll tell you what, give credit to what Freedom did adjusting on special teams to that short kickoff.
Let's take a look at our Walters Pharmacy. Great play. And you talk about a little extra effort and a little help.
I got an idea what it might be.
Yeah, from your teammates. There's some big plays, Doug, here today. Take a look.
Well, this is Stewart's first of 2 touchdowns. While the last one was great, boy, that one was a tremendous extra effort to get in the end zone. There was a lot of great plays in tonight's game.
Without question, 31-28. Our Walters Pharmacy, great play. Is there another great play left in this game? 31-28. Boy, do we have a nail-biter. Weaver to throw. That one incomplete. Was looking for Zalecki.
And you really got to like the chances if you're a Freedom Patriot fan with this group of wideouts and the skill players that they have here and what Weaver can do with the football. Getting a chance to lead his team on a game-winning drive. And again, Al, you said it. All he's got to do is put himself in position. If they have to settle for it, for a Schaefer opportunity, Schaefer warming up, wants a chance again to tie this game.
2nd down and 10 from the 43-yard line. Trips near side. Weaver near side. He gets hit as he throws that one out, and it'll be a 3rd down.
Well, for the 2nd time in tonight's game, Central doesn't panic when they see that bunch set. They just roll their coverage over. He was looking deep down the field. Reddick ran a short out. Valecki ran deep. There was nowhere to go because of that coverage. Central overloaded defensively, and of course the pressure comes from Adea. Weaver has to throw it, and he makes the wise decision here of just throwing that one away.
Weaver 6 of 12 in the night for a $138. 2 timeouts left, 3rd down and 10 from the 43. Central Catholic defense. Try and close the door shut here on Freedom, but the Patriots have Weaver and a good type of receivers. That one incomplete. as that one goes off the hands and fingertips of Colin Freitas.
Freitas feeling the pressure coming from the backside and the front side. Central's defense laying back a little bit, not giving up too much, and really not changing what they've been doing. They play a 5-man secondary as it is, and they're getting some nice pressure on Weaver with that 3-man up front, that 3-man defensive line.
4th down and 10.
So 4th down and 10. First 4th down here for Freedom as they'll go from the 43. We mentioned it before. Is this the game on the line? Central tries to hold. $1:25 left. 31 to 28. Weaver rolls. Has time to throw. Now gets hit hard as he throws. The ball's up in the air and incomplete. As it went off of Valecki, and Central Catholic has the football. However, there's 2 timeouts remaining with 1:18 on the clock.
Oh, it did go off the hands of Valecki, and Weaver took a shot, delivered a dart to Valecki. He had one last chance to try to thread that in there, and it goes off his hands.
Wow, what a contest so far we have seen here tonight. 31-28. You're wondering, after last night, Liberty at 3-0 in league play and Parkland at 3-0 in league play, the only 2 teams undefeated along with Central Catholic, as Coach Harold Fairclough and his staff look try to go to 3-0 and 3-1 overall. Need to take some snaps here, as the timeouts will indeed be called. Milano, he moves through, and Milano goes for about 9, maybe 9.5. And that may have been enough, Doug, as they will call a timeout, but now they're going to have to stop.
I tell you what, as funny as this may sound, it's probably not a bad thing that he didn't get the first down, because now you get an extra play. I mean, it's 2nd down and short. You get the play to run, you force the Patriots, then you have a fresh set of 3 or 4 downs.
Correct.
So he come up a little bit short, obviously not intentional, but how about Central's confidence in running that stretch play again with Milano that's worked so well tonight? There are so many players that have had a big game on both sides of the ball. Tough way if Freedom is unable to come back in this one, for them to lose this one, but give credit to Central and what they've been able to do. Al, you mentioned the depth in this conference. Freedom has Allen next week. Central will be here again on a Saturday against Easton. And you and I talked about the demeanor of Harold Fairclough before the game. We noticed it was a little bit different than in games past and in years past. This is a team that really now has taken this league by storm if they're able to hold on and get the victory here tonight.
So 2nd down and 1. And it's Milano. Tries to get to the outside, and extra effort forward does not. And they'll call a timeout and see if they have one opportunity here, Doug. As the clock stops with 1:02 left on the clock. A good night for Milano as well. But boy, what a game. We expected a good game. You and I were thinking about it the whole week. We knew we were going to have a good game. The coaches knew. And they said, maybe the last team that has the football will win this one. And, it jumped out in the first 3 minutes. It's 14-0 Freedom. But Central Catholic never looked, from that point. They knew there was plenty of time left. And right now, they're in position here on the 3rd down and 1 to try to get a first down and end this game.
Well, I'll tell you what, another thing is playing tonight on a Saturday and playing here. Becca, a couple weeks ago, while that was a home game for them, Central loves playing on Saturdays. They are so used to playing on Saturdays no matter where it is. They don't like particularly playing at BASD, but they'll take it. But they love playing here on a Saturday night. Not a lot of teams like to come in here on a Saturday. Freedom has given them a great effort, but the Vikings on a Saturday night are awfully tough to beat here at J. Bernie Crumb. They put on a great show, win or lose, and tonight has been no different.
290 yards for Freedom, 332 for Central Catholic. 3rd down and 1. And we get a whistle. And they're going to put 1 minute and 2 seconds on the clock. The clock seems to be running when the ball's not in play. So they move it back up to 1:02. Big play if you're Freedom, if you have any chance whatsoever, Doug. Trying to stop them. A first down, then you'll take a couple knees, the game will be over. So it's right here. And they'll probably have 2 chances at it as well. Kosholik. Milano, he actually loses a couple. Now the clock will continue to roll here, but they'll have to take another snap here on 4th down. So if they don't get it, and that'd be Freedom holding on all 4 downs, they will get the football back, Doug.
They will get a chance. It's going to be tough, but they will get a chance. The defense has come up big on this series. 9 yards on 1st down. We kind of joked about Milano coming up short, and it was better for them. It hasn't been. They haven't been able to convert just yet.
Now, if you're Central Catholic, you're going to wind this down and then take a timeout right before, just to set yourself up for 4th down and take as much time off that clock as possible before you take that snap. That's exactly what they're going to do. So the ball is marked at about the 35-yard line. The timeout will come with 17.9 seconds.
They took a delay of game penalty. They actually took a penalty.
Delay of game against Central Catholic. 5-yard penalty.
They did have a timeout left. You're going to take maybe an extra second off. I guess what they might try to do, I don't know if they're going to bring in Costa to punt and try to pin them deep because the ball's at the 40-yard line. It looks like that's what the approach is going to be here. They're going to punt this one away.
So it is Costa to punt. This is always dangerous, and if you're Freedom, all you ever ask is for a chance, and they have a chance here to get the football back. Costa from his own 45 will take the snap, and will get that one off, and that one will roll out of bounds at, well, stays actually inbounds, finally rolls out at about the 12-yard line. So, Doug, 8 seconds. Don't know what you're going to do with that unless they go to the sideline and then take one play, but you know, good decision for them. They tried. That's why they took that 5-yard penalty to move him back to get him a little bit more range.
It was a wise choice and a great punt by Costa. That's 2 great punts for him. Remember back in the first half, he had that one that rolled inside the 5-yard line, and that one did give Isaiah Wright a chance to return it. We've seen so many different gadget plays at the collegiate level with the new, the renewed Statue of Liberty plays, the hook and ladders. Let's see what Freedom tries to pull out of their bag of tricks here. Obviously, Central will lay back with about 4 guys, a good 20 yards, 25 yards deep down the field.
I remember Kellen Winslow back in the day, Miami and San Diego. 1st down and 10 from the 13. A look to throw. It's Valecki. Valecki's going to run with it and goes out of bounds with 0.8 seconds left. So they do have 1 play left.
Goes out of bounds at the Freedom 27.
They'll just have to throw one up here and see if they get a defensive penalty.
8 seconds left to play.
Boy, this game really was everything and then some.
Yes, you are right. And we got a bonus here. I didn't think we'd get 2 plays at 8 seconds off.
Not only that, it was a short pass and a run. So this is your game.
Yeah, that wide side is the far side of the field. That's where they send their 3 receivers.
3 receivers, final game. Everyone getting on their feet here. Weaver will set to deliver. Central Catholic has everyone back. Looking to throw, just puts this one up in traffic, and that ball is knocked down, and the Central Catholic Vikings stay perfect in the LBC, improving to 3-0, and they continue to win after losing to Liberty in the first week. Boy, what a contest. They win this one 31-28. We'll come back and wrap this one up right after this on 2 Sports.
Need a reason to choose Gorel Windows? Nothing is more efficient, attractive, or secure. For the complete line of Gorel products, call ABE Doors and Windows, the who's who leader in the Lehigh Valley. Our 5-year installation warranty means we'll stand by our products if you ever have any problem. Well, almost any problem. See the full line of award-winning windows and doors at ABE, the who's who leader in the Lehigh Valley.
Hi, my name is Brett Comp. I'm the head football coach at Wilson Area High School. And in today's skill set, we'd like to continue on with better receiving tips for you. As always, my demonstrators are Anthony Ventura, number 12, and Brian Cooper, number 86. Today's tips are about hand positioning as a receiver. When we catch a high pass, one about our chest or higher, we want to have our thumbs together. When we catch something below our chest or around our waist. We want to have our pinkies together now. And when we're throwing at a moving target, as a receiver coming left to right in front of our quarterback, we want to make a little bookshelf. That way we have a natural backstop behind the ball as it comes. And as you come from right to left in front of your quarterback, all you have to do is reverse that bookshelf now. Hand positioning is very important as a receiver, and that's your skill set for today.
(31-28) your final. Down to the field and Meredith Marakovitz.
I'm with Central Catholic winning head coach Harold Fairclough. You told me this one was going to be won or lost in the fourth quarter. You weren't lying about this.
No, we told the kids coming in this is going to be a dogfight. That's a well-coached team. They're a good group of kids, and they're working hard too, just like we are. And we told them it's going to be a scrap, and it's going to come down to the fourth quarter, and it did.
You wanted to be among the league's elite. You're now undefeated at 3-0 in the league with Parkland and Liberty. What does this win mean for your program?
This win is huge. I mean, I'm a pretty humble guy, but this one is big, and we set the standards high, and the kids are reaching our expectations now, and we just got to run with it now.
Thad Kosholik made a few mistakes tonight, but he got it done when it mattered on fourth down.
Yeah, he's a tough kid, and he's one of the kids who, if he makes a mistake, if he throws an interception, he doesn't hang his head. He's a true leader, and he showed that tonight. He stepped up big time tonight.
Easton next week, not getting any easier for you guys. How do you approach that now?
Just the same way we approached the first 3-4 games. You know, we're going to take it one play at a time, one series at a time. We're going to put together a good game plan and stick to it. And hopefully we'll come out with another win.
After this win, you came over here and let out a big sigh of relief. How many more can you take like this?
I'll take them all as long as we come out on top. I mean, this is what it's all about. This is great. It's high school football in the LVC. There's nothing better than this.
Thanks for joining us, and congratulations on today's win. Guys?
All right, Meredith, boy, you like seeing a smile on his face. Freedom played terrific. But, Central Catholic down to the wire. Well, let's take a look at our Yakos player of the game. And, Doug, there were some great plays. Milano played well. The team played well. But I'll tell you what, Thad Kosholik was dynamite tonight.
He was, and it's just like Harold said, what we've been talking about, big plays at big times. Look at his numbers, 14 of 20, 142 yards, 3 touchdowns, and the resiliency to come back from 2 tough INTs, couple of big fourth down conversions, huge passes. That one, the biggest one, that's the winning touchdown there that he threaded it in there on fourth down. He ran for a first down earlier in that series. Kosholik, first-year starter here at Central, a tremendous job tonight, and this Viking team has really made some noise now in the LVC.
Milano finishes with 30 carries for $129. Weaver 7 of 16 for 153. Wright 17 carries for 114. Central Catholic 3-0 in league play, 3-1 overall. They'll host Easton next week. Freedom now 1-2, 2-2 overall. They will host Allen. Boy, what a game here on Saturday night as Central Catholic comes back from 14-0 to win 31-28 in the final minutes. For Meredith Marakovitz down to the field, and everyone here at Service Electric 2 Sports, I'm Al DiCarlo saying so long. Central Catholic wins 31-28.
The preceding has been a presentation of 2 Sports, the leader in local sports coverage.